Hello, everyone. Oh, you're not that tiny, Co. You're looking. It's fine. I don't gotta adjust shit. You look great. You look great. It's Drop Frames Sunday, Zeke. I have to say, I love the hair. The hair looks great. Your hair.
Well, thank you.
It looks. You're crushing it right now. I wish. I wish I could do the same. I wish I could just like. What do you call that? What's that? Is that a mohawk? Is that a?
It's
a bihawk. What is the
mohawk?
A mohawk?
I honestly think it's just I think it's just trying too hard is what I think.
What is that? How is you?
I'm trying like, dude, you're in your 40s. Stop trying to be young. Don't do this haircut.
Oh,
you're trying too hard. And I was like, I want the trying too hard haircut.
Oh, it looks fine. I'm jealous.
Okay, cool.
We got a couple. We got a couple takes from chat. One, pineapple, the pineapple haircut.
The pineapple, I like that. Yep.
2, the Zangief haircut.
I've had that. I've heard that before. Yep. And it fits with my chest hair.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then also the Night Elf mohawk.
Oh yeah.
A dated gamer
that
reference
is true, yeah.
for any of the WoW fans out there.
Yeah.
Co, how's the Diablo going? What are you doing right now?
It's going well.
What's
map completion?
Map completion. Okay, you doing some
getting the map uncovered and stuff. Yeah, doing all that. Just riding around.
There's a lot of it.
Low effort, low attention stuff.
There's a lot of it. So good luck. Are you using a map to do it, or are you okay?
No, I'm literally just uncovering the map.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm not actually like doing anything. I'm just riding around and doing that stuff for later.
Got it. Yeah. Turns out there's a lot of Lilith statues thrown around it. I've gotten a lot of them, but not all of them.
Yes. I have not even begun to decide if I'm going to go around and get all those. So
you should.
It has been a thing. I just finished the main story, like right when I ended the stream this morning. So
okay. Well, we'll get to the Diablo talk. Yeah. We'll talk about Diablo in a bit.
Real quick.
Yeah.
When you were talking about my hair, I think I got to point this out that Murder Bits from Co's chat had the best one that I liked. Zeke hit random on the character profile screen.
That's a pretty good
That's a pretty good random, to be honest. Yeah.
In relation to my hair, it's like he just hit random a few times and went like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Then went with it. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's fine.
That's great. Knocked it out of the park.
That's my whole look, my whole persona. It's just like, yeah, someone hit random on the character creation.
Yeah.
A few times.
Knocked it out of the park. We got a little bit of news, and then we can, guys. Geoffchella is this? It's happening.
Almost there.
My mind has been elsewhere, so this is the first time that I've kind of thought about it. We're like 4 days away from Geoffchella, right? Like we're there on the 8th. That's where it all begins. So
I have because I got the spreadsheet from your JPedia here, and I put it on my desktop, or put it on a spreadsheet on my desktop. We're not doing the Guerrilla Collective then.
No. Okay. Yeah, let's go through that. Let's go through it because we need to have the discussion. My mods want me to mark who will be covering said things, etc. So full list, it's on JPedia. You can go down the bottom. It's the 2023 industry co-streams. It's kind of the full year that we've put in there, but most likely you're going to focus on the stuff happening in the next 8 days, 7 days, something like that. So there's the Guerrilla Collective, which is happening on Wednesday, June 7th at 12 p.m. Eastern. I will probably cover that. I don't know if you two will be covering that. I guess before we even get to that, let's reiterate how we'll be covering all this stuff this year in the first place. So in the past with Drop Frames, we've done like this style presentation where we're all on screen, etc. And this time around, I don't want to do that because I've been having such weird power issues at the house. I think I need to replace the breaker is ultimately what's going on. And that's a process that I could have had done the day before the subathon started, but I decided not to have that stress of having all my power in the house turned off for 9 hours. And we'll just delay it.
Probably a good plan.
Yeah, probably a good plan. So instead of this, we're all going to be streaming on our own channels. We'll be hanging out in Discord. Cameras won't be on everyone's, or all 3 of our cameras won't be on one stream. They'll all be on our own streams. I think Co said he's going to upload all of his reaction to his YouTube. I'll be uploading my stuff to my YouTube. Zeke, I'm sure, will take clips and stuff like that from his channel, put on TikTok and all that.
The stuff to my YouTube is just going to be the show.
Yeah.
And then when we do like the post-show stuff, like the discussion stuff, that's drop frames. So that'll probably be in a big playlist on JP's channel if you want to check that out too.
Yeah. And we'll do like, the normal 20, 30 minute post-show discussion that we always have done. And we could do that in like a drop frames format, or we could just stay in Discord. I'm fine with Discord. It's up to you guys really what you want to do there.
I'm with whatever.
Cool. So a little bit different, but hey, E3 is a little bit different this year. It's not even called E3 anymore. It's called Geoffchella. That's the official name. It's weird that he went with that and just stole straight from Coachella. But it's how it is. Oh yeah, I guess we could squad stream that, right? So that people could see all of our cameras on one stream if they wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea. We'll squad stream that.
I'm planning on having cardboard cutouts.
Oh, you're gonna do cardboard cutout? Okay, great. That's why you took that photo of me the other day and wouldn't tell me what it was for. I got it.
I fucking gave it away.
You gave it away.
Sorry. Yeah, that's why. That's why. That's
yeah.
It's not in my bedroom, right?
We'll talk about that after. Anyway.
So I expected you to be like super tired, dude.
No, man, I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
I forgot we're gonna go through.
Yeah. I'm doing good.
Scatterbrain.
No problem. I understand. I get it. Let's go through the events. So Guerrilla Collective, Wednesday, June 7th, 12 p.m. Eastern. I'll cover it. Co, are you covering it?
Yes.
Zeke, you joining us? I don't expect much there, to be honest. It'll be a cool event, kind of like the kickoff before the kickoff, but those events are typically not super crazy in terms of what to expect from there. I don't even know if they have like a list of, let's see, Guerrilla Collective 2023. Do they have anything about what's going to be there? About the event, publisher, new Dames for Games show. Okay, I don't know what that is. That's a thing. They have a list of games actually on their MediaExchange.com website. The Dead Await, One Lonely Outpost, Sugar Shack. It looks actually mostly indie, Zeke, to be honest. That might be kind of more your wheelhouse. Dust Fleet, Lunar Lux.
The Guerrilla Collective usually is that, but
yeah,
it says it's at 12, so it's at noon your time.
Noon Eastern, yeah. It's 10 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of that.
Don't like that. Nope.
Of starting my show an hour early when I don't have to.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, I mean, okay, hold on.
No, so don't peer pressure yourself into
it. How long? No, how long is it?
The last was like 45 to an hour.
Yeah, they generally a 45 to an hour. That's about right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not in the middle of my day. I didn't look at it. I didn't really look at the time, so it's not in the middle of the thing, so I don't have to like stop my stream and restart it or whatever. So.
Yeah, you could start your stream.
If I wake up, I'll be there.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
Because with the new format, it doesn't matter if I'm here or not.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'll put drop frames and then I'll put a note. Zeke might not be here on the old spreadsheet. Summer Game Fest, the big kickoff show. That's 3 p.m. Thursday. I think we'll all be here. Yes. Oh, am I doing Demon Eyes?
Yes. Yeah. You got the drop frame colors that's covering up your eyes, so it looks like your eyes are blending into the background. No, down. There it is. Right, perfect. Screenshot it.
Great.
That's fucking creepy, dude.
Great. I've been playing too much Diablo, you guys. Okay, Drop Frame Summer Game Fest, full coverage, 3 p.m. Thursday. Right after that is the Double Fine and I Am 8-Bit Day of the Devs. I don't know what to expect from that. That's at 5 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. I'll check it out.
I think that's
probably, yeah.
I think that's like when you go to like have you ever been to like a movie double feature or like a marathon, like a trilogy showing or whatever? It's like that's the shitty movie that you're just like, okay, we'll go since it's in the middle of stuff that we want to watch. We'll keep it on.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you'll be there then, Zeke. We'll all cover it. We'll all be there, hanging out on Discord.
Well, yeah, I mean, because we're definitely going to be here for Devolver.
Well, yeah, because Devolver is the return of Volvi, which I think we're all excited for.
I am super excited for that.
Yeah.
I gotta show you guys.
Oh, I heard about this. I have not.
I had to break out my old Volvi merch.
Oh my God.
Dude, look. Hold on. There you go. Yeah. My big hand is for gaming. You remember that? Remember that back in the day?
I remember those
big
giant big hands.
Gaming.
Yeah. Those are great.
Yeah.
Those are great.
Oh my God. I had all the stuff. I had the Volvi hat.
Nice. That's a great hat.
Well,
He unplugged his headphones though.
yeah, I had the Volvi hat. I had oh my God, I had so much stuff. I'm actually planning on posting some pictures later.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'll all be there for the return of Volvi. That's 6 p.m. Thursday. 6 p.m. Thursday Eastern. So I'm going to mark us down, drop frames. Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, the Tribeca Games Spotlight. Usually a smaller show. I think the games that they're highlighting are generally known as well before the event. So let me see if I can pull that up real quick.
Yeah, that one is more of like a show, I think, than a normal SGF thing. It's more of like let's show you, artsy fartsy.
Yeah. Oh, there's also, I don't know if they're going to show this, but they're also debuting the documentary about Hideo Kojima called Connecting Worlds. So that's a thing. There will also be, there's 7 games they've selected. Goodbye Volcano High and Stray Gods are 2 of them. I don't know who the other 2 are. Right here. A Highland Song, which is the rhythm-based platformer from developer Inkle Studios. Chants of Sonar, a colorful puzzle adventure game inspired by the myth of Babel. Developed by Rundisk and published by Focus Entertainment. Despalote, a emergent slice of life game set in Ecuador. Goodbye Volcano High, which is a choice-based adventure game about animals trying to finish high school while also knowing the world is going to end. Great. Nightscape, which is a 2.5D platformer based on ancient Arabian stories from developer Mazan Studios. And then Stray Gods, which is Critical Role's RPG musical. Critical Role and Friends is a better way to say it. It's developed by Summerfall Studios and published by Humble Games. Those are the 7 games there. Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll be live for it, so I'll probably check it out. I don't know about the 2 of you, if you guys are interested in that.
Oh, no. Maybe.
Okay. I'll mark me and then put Code maybe.
I see on Friday there's the I just copied directly from your JPedia. Key 3 Days of Play? What the fuck is that?
Oh, you might have it got updated. Key 3 Days of Plays is the that's the in-person event that Jeff Keighley's doing.
Okay, so
in
that's
LA.
Not something...
Yeah, just strike it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. The next thing after that is the Future of Play Direct, which is 11 a.m. Saturday. It's early for you, Zeke, on a Saturday.
Oh, okay. So if I don't feel like going to Tribeca, then I have Friday completely free then.
Yes.
That's the only thing on Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say to the Tribeca shit.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Future Play Direct, are you in Saturday, 10 a.m.? Or that's 11 a.m., which is 9 a.m. your time. I'm going to go with no.
Wait a minute. Oh, I don't have that one. I must not got
That's
the
what I
one.
just said. Yeah. You should
Yep.
open up the website. It'll be updated.
Yeah. That's what I should do.
I don't know what's at the Future of Play Direct. Have they? I don't even know what that is. Is that? It's Hey Glitch. Oh, they've got okay. They have a bunch of games on their site. It looks to be about 15, 20 games that are showing up there. Most of it's already kind of known, though.
Is it just like people playing them?
No, it looks to be like trailers, I guess, unless this is old. Season 4 of Future of Direct Play, is it? It doesn't say what year this is, but they're promoting like Unpacking and the Wandering Village, but that was also there last year. That might be old. They might have not updated that. I don't know what's going to be there. I don't know if this website is updated or not. But that's 11 a.m. Saturday. I'll probably watch just to see what's there. I don't know about if you two will
If
be
it's
there.
between 8 and 4, you can pretty much sign me up.
Okay.
Anything after 4 is going to be difficult.
Gotcha. Right.
Unless it's like good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything between 4 and 6:30, I should say.
Cool.
ET.
Zeke, what's your thoughts on that, Zeke? That's 9 a.m. your time Saturday.
That's a big negatory, boss. Okay. That's a no go for me.
Gotcha.
Well, if Co's like after 4, mine is before noon Eastern.
Okay.
Like it's dicey.
Got it.
At best. Like if it was something super special, like if Devolver, had their head up their asses and we're like, we're gonna go at 10 a.m. Eastern, I'm like, fuck you. Because I'm gonna wake up for that.
Nice.
But other than that, like it's gonna take something real special to get out of bed because I have a rhythm, man. I have a flow. And you interrupt my flow, it's hell to pay. Anyways.
There you go. Wholesome Direct. That's 12 p.m. on Saturday. I'll watch it. Sounds like Co will watch it. That show will be slow.
That one was that one was a little tough last year.
It'll be a little slow. It was last year as well. So Zeke, I don't expect you to be there for that one.
And the thing is, it's like all these mostly indie games, like almost 100% indie, right?
Yeah,
but they're also very tepid.
It's a wholesome game show. Wholesome Direct.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, Wholesome Direct. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of cute stuff.
Like it's like that's like I often get Dodger and me like have a Venn diagram of indie games. And though that's like all on her side. Like
yeah. That's great. That's great. Future game show is 1 p.m. Eastern. It looks like Yuri Lowenthal and Laura Bailey will be hosting that, according to their website. What are they going to show? They have the Future Game Show Steam page. Alaskan Truck Simulator, Waken Rebooted, Batora Lost Haven, Broken Roads, Dolmen, Hell Let Loose. It looks to be more indie stuff. The Future Game Show, I think, has been fine the past couple of years.
Been all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Presentation is usually very good and on point. The games, a little bit of...
Generally, the announcements don't happen at that one.
Yes.
That one's more of a... Yeah.
Yeah,
a little bit of a filler.
Correct. I'll be there. I think we might all watch that. Zeke, are you okay?
This is next Saturday, right?
Next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern is when that happens.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I
had planned on
figure that out.
Okay.
I planned on Saturday and Sunday just being completely full of.
Well, OTK is doing another show. Are we all?
What is that one?
That is Saturday right after that at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I'm in, dude.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to fill you guys in on everyone that you don't know. I'll give you all the OTK lore.
We watched it last year, didn't we?
Yeah,
and it was good. It was actually really good.
The entire time I was just filling you guys in the memes, and the jokes and why people were like, I had a good time. It was fun. That'll be happening next Saturday at 3 p.m. And then next Sunday, first off, I don't think we'll do a show next Sunday. I'm going to be sick and tired of seeing you guys for the entire week. We won't have anything to talk about. And at 1 p.m. Eastern next week, the Xbox Game Showcase kicks off. So that's right in our time slot.
I won't be here the weekend after that, by the way, for Father's Day.
Okay. Noted. That
early
is
morning. The 18th, I think.
The 18th. Yeah. 18th. Cool. Okay. Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct, I think we'll both be covering those. And then there's the
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the PC Gaming Show at 4 p.m. next Sunday, right after that.
That's, I think, with Day 9 again, right?
Let me see if he's... I think so, yeah. Let's see.
PC
Gamer Show 2023. Yes. Sean will be there. Let me see if they say anything exactly... Streamer, if you'd like to be a partnered streamer for this year's showcase, please, we'll provide you with a press kit, visual assets for a stream, and information to help you get the most out of the PC Gaming Show as a content co-streaming opportunity. You guys want that link? You want to be an official co-streamer of the PC Gaming Show?
Oh, I already did that.
Okay. I have not.
Yeah, they sent me a thingy.
Got it.
And I said, I would love to be. And I even told them, like, can they ask for a bio? They're like, can you give us a little bio of your channel? I'm like,
oh yeah, I got that too.
It's a lot of like poo poo and fart jokes. Like, is that cool with you? And they're like, that bio sounds great.
Man, I hate when they ask for the bio because then I'm like, this is actually going to take work instead of just yes. And so I ignore I like put the email to the side. I mark as unread and I wait a day or two. I'm feeling up to it.
Honestly, if it's something that's like I like, it would be nice to have, but I'm not really like, setting my hopes up high on it.
Yeah.
I'll just wing it. Like, I don't know. Like I give them the 2-sentence like description of me and my channel.
Yeah.
And it's different, but it's similar, but it's different every time.
It's about right. It's an odd thing for sure. Also happening next Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern is the Final Fantasy XVI pre-launch celebration. I know that.
Wait, what time is that?
6 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern. Zeke, don't miss it. I know you're going to be there for that.
Oh my God, I got to set my goal on. Let me get my calendar out.
I was invited to go to that, but I didn't want to fly all the way to LA. I didn't know there was going to be a streaming component to it though. So I'll at least look to see what it is. I don't know what to expect from that. Maybe is that the demo drop day? Maybe they might drop the demo then.
No, I think that's the Dream Drop Distance.
Oh,
is that one?
Got it. Yeah, Chad is saying that's demo announcement day. So I'll probably watch that. Monday is the Ubisoft Forward event. I'm going to watch it. It's at 1 p.m. Eastern. I think both of you will probably be there. Zeke, I think you're the outlier. Are you in for the Ubisoft Forward event? Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern?
Oh, but yeah, Ubisoft Forward and that's just Monday is the Ubisoft Forward thing.
Yeah, that's all.
I mean, let's see.
That's your day off,
no,
right?
I'm looking. Monday's normally my day off, but if it's only an hour, I can make an exception. Okay. I might not go live, but I might join you guys in Discord.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Mark it down. That'll be an interesting show. I think the Avatar game is going to be there. I think Assassin's Creed is going to definitely be there. Skull and Bones, I guess. Mark.
Oh, that'll be a thing.
Yeah. They also will most likely show off whatever their open world Star Wars game is, which could be kind of cool. They've been teasing a little bit of that.
That'd be good.
Yeah. So we get to see what that game is at least. But yeah, very weird. Ubisoft is in a weird, what was the last game they released that was it the Mario Rabbids game? Is there anything else after that? They did that roller skating game. Far Cry 6? Oh, there was Far Cry 6. That's right. It's been an odd time for Ubisoft for a lot of reasons, to say the least. Tuesday, the Xbox Games Showcased Extended. That is generally, at least last year, didn't have any new announcements, but they sit down with developers and talk about the games that they announced that Sunday. Probably be a pretty good time. I most likely will check that out. It's 1 p.m. Eastern.
When was that one? Yeah, I'll be there for that one.
Cool. Zeke, are you in on Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern? It'll be a lot slower and a lot of devs talking about games, most likely, just to set expectations.
And it's, you know what? Just no. I'll say no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just say no, and then if it's not gonna hurt anything.
If it happens, it happens.
Just don't expect me.
Great, fantastic.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, there's the Dames for Games at 4 p.m. Eastern and Black Voices in Gaming at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll probably check it out just to see what is there. I would think that first one does not fall in your time slot.
When was Dames for Games?
4 p.m. Eastern Tuesday.
I may be able to catch the end of the second one, depending on how long it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably will miss those.
Cool. Yeah, those are Guerrilla Collective shows. So I'll put JP. Might be late. And then the Upload VR show is Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern.
That one could be interesting since the Quest 3 is coming out, which is apparently they're making another big push for that to be a thing.
Okay.
So it looks like we got some potentially fun stuff.
Did they? So I watched a little bit of the meta trailers from the meta showcase they did. Did they announce the Quest 3 at that event and I just missed it?
I don't know. I have not seen it, but I know the Quest 3 is announced. The Quest 3 is announced and the specs are out. So I think they're going a little bit stronger for a little bit
they did.
more expensive. Yeah, so which is probably, I don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah.
Yeah, this is
It's
it
Quest
right
3.
here.
Yeah, there we go.
Are the specs good? Oh, it's slimmer. I guess that's the Quest 2 on. I don't have any of the Quest.
I have a Quest, but I haven't taken it out of the box.
Wait, the first one? It's outdated tech at this point.
I think both of them.
Okay. Did you get sent them or did you buy them?
They sent me them for some reason. Yeah.
They got like, okay. The meta reality.
I heard some people say the Quest 3 is kind of cool, and then I think like Apple is coming out with a headset or something soon too.
Yeah, so there's an Apple event this week, and they're expected to announce their VR hardware. It's supposed to be a bigger event. They're also, people are saying that it's a $3,000 headset is the number that's floating around. I don't know if that number has changed.
3,000?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if that the number of okay, people are saying 1,700 is the number floating around now. So
oh wow.
Yeah, they're basically.
Are you guys old enough to remember when CD players first came out?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with the cartridges?
Yeah.
The CD player my dad bought, he was like, "You're not allowed to touch this. I paid $700 for this. You do not put your fucking greasy little kid fingers on my CD player, okay?"
So that was the
like, oh,
right, Zeke?
And it was huge too. It was like, yeah, I was not allowed to touch that or his brick cell phone, which he also had.
The Apple headset is made from carbon fiber. No.
There's a lot of crazy tech specs about it. Yeah. There's a lot.
Oh my. Why?
Why?
Why would you do that? They wanted you to be able to shine a flashlight on it and have it be easily seen, so they put a diamond in the top center to reflect the light back at the user.
Honestly, there's the idea, like, if you think about headsets, VR headsets, at least the early, I don't know if this happens really with, the quote unquote modern headsets, but they were kind of heavy. And so if they could drop the weight of it by making it carbon fiber, I guess.
Well, yeah. That's a thing, I guess. Yeah.
But
I don't know if it's a $1,700 thing, but it's a thing.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. So the Apple event is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. If I will be watching that on stream. That's
10 a.m. Pacific, so 2 p.m. tomorrow?
Okay, that's 1 p.m. Eastern your time.
Oh, 10 a.m. Pacific.
Pacific, which is noon my time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern your time.
Oh, time zones, man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, I will probably watch
That's tomorrow. I will definitely watch that. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep. That's going to be on Twitch or YouTube or where is that?
Apple streams to their own thing. And I don't actually know.
Can we even restream it?
That's what I was about to say. I don't know if we can restream
that. Oh my God.
Can you? I might have to reach out to Twitch for that.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, chat is saying you can't. So maybe you can't restream it.
Okay.
I'm not sure Apple knows Twitch exists. Fair. Yeah, sure. They have DMCA'd people in the past. Oh. Okay, well, maybe we won't watch that then. Maybe I'll just have it on and mute it and react to it. Quinn69 got DMCA claimed on stream. Oh. Okay.
I don't need to know about the headset that bad. I'll just wait until something comes out afterward.
Yeah, exactly. I'll probably
chat will let us
react to it or something. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
That'll let us know.
Whew, that's spicy. Anyways, those are the plans for at least now till the 14th. If you need updates on any of that in terms of who's going to be watching what, most of the information can be found at JPedia. jpedia.net, that is. And then you can scroll to the bottom and go to 2023 industry co-streams. If anything's added, I'll ping you guys in Discord, and yeah. Cool. We're set. What are you guys looking forward to the most? The Xbox event? Co, are you in for Starfield? 100%? Is that your go-to thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought so.
The Starfield, and I'm also super interested in the Xbox One in general. Just like the Sony one, there's been some leaks about the Xbox One. Just like the Sony one, they're probably completely fake.
Yeah.
But even then, it's something to watch. I hope that Xbox is going to come out swinging, especially after Redfall. And I mean, hell, Redfall even just recently had more bad news associated with it. So,
oh, it did.
Oh yeah, dude. So apparently, like during the development, not only did a lot of the people leave, but there were people on the team that apparently didn't want the product to ship. So it was the whole thing has just been a giant cluster, like beginning to end. It's been a huge cluster. So, and then people in chat were saying today that there's been like a 70% turnover at Arcane since Prey.
God.
So
I wonder, did they say why, or are they just like unhappy?
I still need to read the articles. I'm going off what we were talking about in chat. So I want to, the details are in the articles, but it's not good. It's not good. So
rough. Yeah. I wonder if they just don't like being under the Microsoft banner, right? Like they want, I guess I don't know, man. They didn't necessarily have their independence before that, right? Because they were at Bethesda, so they still had people to answer to, but that or they cashed out and they're going to go do their own smaller stuff. Could also be the
that's
case.
exactly what I was thinking. Like if I was in their position, I would do that. I would, I'd work, get my skills, like understand how it works, like how to make a game and all that kind of shit, and then, time for a dream project.
Yeah,
I mean that's what Raph did. I mean Raph went off and made what is it? They made Weird West, Wolfeye Studios or something like that. But he's been kicking ass making his own indie stuff. So wouldn't be surprised if we see other stuff like that pop up.
Yeah,
yeah. Since Prey was way before the Microsoft acquisition. So it sounds like there may have been stuff going on there.
Oh, that's true.
That Microsoft had to do with.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It's definitely Xbox needs a win. Like they need that needs to be the show where we're all just like, man, I'm excited.
Yep. And especially if Starfield turns out to not be positive, like, yeah.
Well,
the most concerning thing to think about is how much money Microsoft wasted on Mixer. Like, what happens if that extrapolates out to game development?
Oh, sure.
What happens if Microsoft buys all these massive studios and makes this giant umbrella and then like they don't perform? Like Mixer was a waste of money. That would be like a catastrophe.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a little concerning to think about. So yeah, they need a win.
That's a lot of pressure. Yeah, for sure.
I would be losing a little bit of sleep if I was Mr. Spencer.
Yeah, Mr. Spencer.
Hopefully they got some big
Pete
stuff
Hines.
coming out. Yeah.
All of
face.
That.
Yeah.
But you don't think like he's just resting on that fucking the best deal in gaming, like the Game Pass? Like he doesn't have that. Like sure, he doesn't get the whipped cream and the nuts, but he gets the fucking sundae.
The best deal in gaming will not always be the best deal in gaming. It is right now, and it's not always going to be that way. And when that day comes, they need to still have a powerful incentive on why people should continue to support it and buy it. So the problem is if they have this domino style setup of failures and underperformers, and then they drop the hammer of, all of a sudden we're not the best deal in gaming anymore, but hey, look at all these failures and underperformers. People are going to be like, yeah, so how much is that Sony one again? And it's all just going to kind of be a thing at that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah. A totally different story if they had a bunch of wins, because then it's like, okay, all of a sudden the price of Game Pass gets jacked up and everyone's like, well, hey, they got all these AAAs on it. Like, and look, they're all good. So, maybe it's worth it, but it's going to have the exact opposite effect if they screw it up.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm trying to think what have they had, apart from Game Pass, what is the last, I guess Hi-Fi Rush was the last win. And that was kind of like that was an under the radar win. That was a surprise win. so to speak.
So what they've been banking up potential. Everyone is looking at Microsoft because right now they feel like there's a lot of potential there. Grounded was a big win for Obsidian, but I mean, that was at this point a while ago.
Yeah.
Wasteland 3 was arguably a big win, but again, a while ago. So we do have big projects coming out from Obsidian and In Exile, but both of those are still possibly years away. So we got a lot of ground to make up between now and then.
Yeah. Chat's also pointing out Forza and Psychonauts too. Both of those.
Oh yeah.
Existed before the purchase. Well, I guess Forza already existed, but Psychonauts was bought like pretty close to release for that. So
Psychonauts also wasn't that big, was it?
I don't know how it did. Like,
I would put that like in
sales-wise.
Hi-Fi Rush category.
Yeah. I mean, I know it reviewed very well.
A big part of Psychonauts, I feel, was the nostalgia from those that loved the first one.
Totally.
Not necessarily like a huge new audience cracker.
Yeah.
People in both your chats are mentioning Pentiment, and I know what that is, but did it sell well?
I don't know. You played that, right?
Pentiment.
Yeah.
Pentiment was really cool, but it was really niche. I mean, it was essentially
it.
It was like a historical, like the guy that made it, Josh Sawyer. He is like a huge international movie buff and like art buff and history buff and things like that. And you can tell that it was made for those types of folks. It was made for people that love art, love history. It's a very slow game that has no voice acting and is basically 95% narration. I ended up finishing it. Pretty awesome. But it is not a general audience game.
Desperately needs the Disco Elysium treatment.
Yeah.
I do. Somebody in chat just reminded me though. I do think Sawyer at one point did say, Sawyer. I think at one point he said it sold enough. So it wasn't a flop by any means. I can't imagine if you play the game. It's not a game that probably took a huge amount of resources. It feels much more like a passion project. So it's. Yeah.
I played it on an indie day. I think I played it or a demo day or something.
It's also true. Krushoff has a good point. Most people aren't streamers and are also able to read.
What?
It's very valid.
Yeah. Okay, fucker. Listen.
Yeah.
I don't like to text games off stream or on. Okay.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and read a novel when I want to play a game. Sometimes it's okay. I tried to do Disco Elysium on my own time and I couldn't do it. Even though it's a magnificently well-written game, I still couldn't do it. Too much words. Too many words.
And from my perspective, I actually can't read. I just hire a guy to do interpretive dance to relay chat to me throughout my stream. So.
Yeah, and the fucked up thing is AI is taking that over. Soon that guy's going to be out of a job. I mean.
Yep, I'm going to have to watch a little Avatar dance around.
Yeah, it's tough.
I hope I can give him like different skins and stuff.
Probably. You probably could. Yeah, they might.
I should talk to Blizzard. Maybe they can sell them to me.
You probably might. Probably expensive though.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember our show before we were fully voiced, right?
It's true.
It's true.
That's true. Honestly, it sucked.
It was terrible.
I mean, it still does.
It's better. There's an improvement, but it's still. Yeah.
Lipstick does work on a pig. That's true.
That is correct.
When
during
the Thon,
I put a ton of lipstick on a pig.
During the Thon, you played episode 1 of Drop Frames.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot how long ago that was. And
yeah,
dude, somebody sent me a screenshot. That's apparently back in my what was it? My Underworld days, where apparently I was rocking like the ash skin tone.
Oh
yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Somebody was like, "Were you dead during the first Drop Frames?" And I was like, "What are you talking?" Oh god, I look dead.
Yeah,
dude,
I actually look dead.
This was fucking camera. It was like this.
Oh yeah. It was right on the top of my monitor, and it was like down at my forehead.
Yeah, no, that was they've been
a while ago.
They've been rolling a lot of like episode 1 stuff from.
Been a lot of changes over the years.
Yeah,
was your camera underneath? Like, was your camera low? Because it looked like it was.
It was on a desk, I think.
It might have been. Yeah, there was I think a period of time when it was down looking up, and then I moved it to the top looking down, and then finally I found my medium where it is now.
Yeah,
which I really like. So
here's the crazy thing. We all looked older
Yeah, it's true. We really did.
We looked older.
That's before we found makeup.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. It was it was rough. It was really
for me,
rough.
dude, that like watching that first episode, I was still on that like a shitty head mic, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And yeah, like just the Radio Shack. I'm not kidding you. $15 Radio Shack head mic, and my TV was sitting, like my TV / monitor was sitting on like tubs, so it could be up higher. Oh God, man, those days were
rough. Those were rough days.
Rough days. I had a cobbled together pawn shop fucking setup. Everything I had was from a pawn shop. Like I had like the pawn shop I worked at. I had a pawn shop, a Alesis USB mixer. I had like all this like
Alesis.
Yeah.
I think I still have one.
Yeah, that's somewhere. A brand name no one heard of.
Yeah, they make. I think I had a preamp that was Alesis or Lesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had all that like cut rate, like dented and dinged up Behringer, like a compressor or whatever.
Yep.
Wow.
Behringer, good stuff. Yeah, that was a strange VOD. Anyways, I don't know what we were talking about before that.
We were talking about what we're looking forward to.
Oh, right. I think Avowed at Microsoft could be really cool. That's supposed to be
Dude, there. It's funny because SGF tweeted out like, what is the game that you will be disappointed if you don't see it at SGF? And my first instantly I was like, Avowed. Like, you teased us too hard with Avowed. We need more information on Avowed. At this point, people are actually questioning if the project got canceled. Like, show us Avowed.
Right.
Oh my Lord.
Fable was the other one as well. Fable is potentially going to be there, which could be really cool to see like what Fable looks like.
Oh, for those asking what Avowed is Obsidian's combination of Pillars of Eternity and The Outer Worlds. It is a Skyrim style game that is a first-person RPG, but it's set in the world of Pillars of Eternity. So it could be freaking awesome. The writing, especially in the last Pillars of Eternity DLC, was completely top-notch. So I mean, it could, if they do that right, it could be something real special.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you saw one little tease about it, like what, 3 years ago now? 2 years ago? It's been years, and we've literally gotten no information since then. Not a word. That's why a lot of people in chat are saying like, I've never heard of it. That's why. So, they've been very, very quiet about it.
Yeah.
It's the Cyberpunk stuff.
Is there a noise gate you can turn up just to scotch co?
Noise gate?
Because you're typing.
Am I?
I can turn it up if need be.
I just hear that. Hear the typing and hear the
whatever that
alert sound. That
that's my kids rolling stuff around on top of me. That's not. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what they're doing up there. They're having a good old
Never
time.
mind then. My bad.
Yeah. Sorry. That's how it goes. Yeah, the Microsoft show has to be a win. We all have to be coming out of that show and thinking like, man, they nailed it. I'm excited for the future. They need that win, and we need them to win so that we could play not Redfall in the future, because this year's like riding high, right? Like we've had some bangers. We've also had some stinkers, but the future is a little unclear, I think, at this point.
We have at least 5 more bangers coming out this year.
Yeah.
And hopefully they will be one of them will be from Microsoft.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. In terms of other news, little bit of a slow week. Everyone's kind of taking the breath in before Coachella. Or sorry, not Coachella. Geoffchella. Thank you. I blanked for a second. They did announce Ratched Clank Rift Apart is coming to PC in July, so that game will be absolutely fucking drop dead gorgeous, because it was on the PS5. I most likely I finished it on the PS5. I will probably just buy that game to see what it looks like. That's it. I won't play it. I won't finish it. I just want to see what it looks like, because it was gorgeous on the PS5.
I think that was like, I was convinced, or not convinced. I was, convinced by so many people saying how great that game is. I think that was great. Like, my first Ratched Clank, right? I think that I played that on stream.
I think it might have been Co's as well. I think we all played it. Yeah.
I think it was my first. I want to say I finished it. I don't remember. Chat might remember.
Yeah.
But I remember what I played of it was awesome. Like the whole like going through worlds super fast and stuff was.
It's great.
Incredible.
And it's gorgeous. Like the stupid review commentary of like, it looks like a Pixar movie. It actually looks better than a Pixar movie.
Oh, yeah. Like, some cases, absolutely.
It's gorgeous, yeah. And apparently the team that's making that is the team that also did the Spider-Man port. So hopefully that means you don't have to worry about a bad PC port a la A Last of Us. We'll see what happens. Coming out on July 26th. So we're about 2 months away-ish from that. What else is there in the world of news? Street Fighter 6 came out. It is.
Have you been playing that?
I played a little bit of it. It's on the woke wheel that I have.
What?
It's the woke wheel. Yeah. Because it's a long. I'm not going to explain it here. Anyways, we've done like 5 or 6.
We have 3 hours to fill. Can you please tell me what the woke fucking wheel is?
No, you'll have to tune into the Subathon.
Okay. Okay. I got to tune into the Thon. Got it. Yeah, all right. Nice. Very nice.
There you go.
Sorry, we're friends.
Yeah, I've played a little bit of it. On the wheel, one of the things is one match of Street Fighter 6. So I went in and played 6 ranked matches of me playing JP, having never played JP before. And it went about what you would expect that would be like.
You got your ass beat.
I got my ass beat. I think I went like 2 and 4 of the 10 placement matches. And so after that, we added 15 minutes of training on the woke wheel. And when I did my wheel spins this morning, I have an hour and 15 minutes of training. So I'll be playing a lot more tonight and learning how that game is going. It reached the top.
Or you
do what?
You hitboxing? What are you using for your controller?
Yeah, hitbox. I was using a controller and I was like, this feels bad. I don't want to like learn another thing. Funny enough, I don't know why this has popped up so much in the past 2 weeks, but the idea of playing a game prior to launch and being allowed to enter into different competitions, a la like Diablo IV, where if you were in the review process for that, you can't play in the Diablo IV hardcore race. With Street Fighter 6, when they sent me a code for that, they said, if you agree to use this code, you'll be getting it on X day before the game officially comes out. And because you're getting the game 24 hours earlier, you cannot participate in the Capcom World Tour in 2023, where the first place is $1 million. So I had to like sign a legal document saying I will not participate. So someone else is going to win it this year, guys. We're someone else.
Nice you to give that prize.
Yeah, yeah. There won't be a JP playing JP in the finals of that. It's an absolute tragedy. I agree, but
it really is.
Yeah, I am using Hitbox for that reason, because Hitbox is like, I think, banned in competition or so. There's like some weird thing about it. Yeah, there's something about it where they're not allowing it in like tournament play, but it's fun. It's Street Fighter. I've heard, here's a crazy thing. The World Tour, the single player component, people are saying that's a Yakuza game.
Excuse me?
Yeah. They're saying it plays exactly like Yakuza. And I like how I said that, by the way. And you just walk around and like, you can go up and fight anyone and you get like items. It's like,
how deep is the story?
I don't know if it's that deep. It's what you would expect.
So you're saying like the overworld stuff, like of you running around and like getting into fights on the street and shit like that, stopping at stores to buy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently it's a lot of people. It's a 20-hour shallow story is what my chat just said. Essentially, it teaches you.
If it's like Yakuza, maybe it. I mean, because
it teaches you how to fight.
Like, fighting games have never been my thing, but like, but they've always looked gorgeous. So I think it would be a fucking fun thing to do. If it's like just a 20-hour little jaunt, that'd be fun.
And you get to create your own character.
And
you can make your like. Did y'all see Jesse Cox's tweet about this? If not, I should show you this because it is a doozy.
Downloading now.
Let me find it here.
How much is it? Is it 60 or 70?
It's a $70 game, isn't it?
Yeah, I figured.
I think it's 70.
60.
Oh, it's 60. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the cutscene where you meet Chun-Li from Jesse Cox.
Oh my God.
And now they're going to do some, Chun-Li moves.
Eye exercises?
Yeah.
So he made himself in the game then.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is the character customization, I'm guessing, deep. Is pretty deep.
It's very good, yeah. And this is also the character that you run around in multiplayer in when you go to the battle hub. So you get to see everyone else's characters / abominations. But
awesome.
Good God, girl.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. It's pretty absurd. Because Jesse Cox and Chun-Li just, doing that. Looking good doing it. By the way, did y'all see the alternate costumes for this? I'm not going to show it on stream because the Cammy alternate costume.
I believe you'd have to now.
It's not against TOS, right?
No.
Cammy's outfit was always ridiculous, man.
Yeah, but it was 2D ridiculous. It wasn't fully 3D ridiculous.
SF6 Cammy alternate costume.
It's classic. Just Google it. It's yeah. It's something.
Oh, it's something.
It is absolute something.
They took that directly from
Street Fighter.
It's her classic.
No, from Pornhub. I've seen that costume before.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. No, the game is doing well sales wise. It also peaked fighting game players, I think, all time on PC with 64,000 people playing it concurrently. Mortal Kombat 11 was 35,000 before that. So selling very well. It's been doing very well on Twitch. Maximilian Dude's been getting 15, 20K a night playing it. Seems like everything is going well for it. It also reviewed incredibly well. So if you're looking for the next, if you're looking for the next Street Fighter, it's good. It hit 70K Friday night. Nice. Everyone said it's really good. I'm excited because people are saying E Honda is basically May from Guilty Gear. And that's exciting for me because I know exactly how to play that character. So I might
just imagine how exactly do I make this big man throw a dolphin?
Well, it'll get modded. There should be a PC mod where he turns into a dolphin and headbutts you with the torpedo thing.
I think a killer whale. Honestly,
ooh, like an orca.
An orca,
that'd be pretty badass. Yeah, that'd be. Or Mujona in my chat, he throws his headbutt instead. I kind of like that as well. That an E Honda shows up and throws himself, just his head though. Be good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think that I might have to not play JP, who's apparently a harder character to play. He's like a zoning character. So I'd have to learn how to do that. But it seems like a good game. If you're going to play and you want to fight at all over the next week, whatever, we can
I think down. I got an overlay coming for it in the next couple days. Definitely we'll check it out.
Cool. Sounds good. What else is in the news here? We talked about the Redfall stuff. Zeke, what'd you find?
Never mind. Nothing.
Okay. What's happening with Yuji Naka, who is the Sonic creator, not Sony creator, Sonic creator? He's getting 2 years in prison.
Yeah, for
insider trading.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and that's
gotta go fast to your jail cell.
He went to jail because of insider trading. Jeez. Prosecutor wants 2 years, but it's not clear yet. Okay, so it's not the prosecutor wants 2 years, but it hasn't been 100%.
He's charged, not convicted.
Got it.
Oh, really?
But doesn't Japan have 100% conviction rate? Otherwise, they don't go to court. Isn't that a thing in Japan?
It's not 100%, but yeah, it's 90s in the 90 percentile. If they take you to court, you're going. You're pretty much convicted. And that's the whole plot point behind Judgment. is that they proved the court wrong, and everybody's like, what?
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wild thing. Final Fantasy VII has been doing some tweets. They started tweeting the 1st of June.
Did they?
And the first tweet is, how is development progressing on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Answer, development is progressing smoothly and according to plan. We are currently working on nailing down a release date for the game. And that was it. Then the day after that, they tweeted again and said, how will players journey through the world outside of Midgar in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? The answer is players will be able to journey across the wide and multifaceted world with a high degree of freedom, experiencing a myriad of different stories along the way. Did they tweet another one today? Because there's 7 days till SGF. They did, 4 hours ago. Question, what are some of the key things to look forward to in the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth story? Players will witness a chain of narrative developments that lie at the very heart of Final Fantasy VII story while discovering each character's destiny. So we're probably going to get 4 more of those, leading to a new trailer on Thursday at SGF, because that would be the 7th day and the 7th developer comment.
That seems like a lot more info than a lot of that info is like not what. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So whatever that is, we'll
whatever that is.
See that. Just a weird thing. Kind of curious how that game shakes out. Speaking of Square Enix, an insider, Imran Khan, is saying that Square Enix is apparently, quote, slightly panicking over the Final Fantasy XVI pre-orders, which is tracking below Final Fantasy 15, which is kind of crazy to consider, but also Square is crazy when it comes to sales numbers to begin with, and they're never happy about anything on that front. So it seems like it might just be more a Square doing Square things.
Yep.
Yeah. Did 15 launch where it was PlayStation only? Was that an exclusive to Sony, chat?
No, I thought oh wait, that was later.
It was multiplayer. It was on Xbox One as well. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it on Xbox, but it wasn't on PC until 15 months later. Okay. Yeah, the PC was delayed.
Stella says, why are people saying yes? Because the duality of Twitch chat. Anytime somebody says one thing, at least one person will say the exact opposite, regardless if it's true or not. That's just how it works.
Correct. That's
yeah.
That's
As a streamer, you learn to sort through that.
Right.
And fail pretty much most of the time.
Yeah. That's why whenever I have my, I play a game and the rare times I have the back seat open, it doesn't even matter. Because they just fucking outright lie to me.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Trusting Twitch chat is not
well, I mean,
you have to it's like a code. You have to decipher it. That's what you have to decipher Twitch chat.
My chat
well, you have to find someone who you trust. Like in the channel, you're like,
yes.
Okay, fuck, no.
You need some anchor points.
All right.
That's right.
My chat is saying you're both wrong, and I could not agree more. And none of them, there was no dissuading arguments there. Everyone just said you're both wrong. So,
yep.
Thanks, chat.
Oh,
appreciate you. Thanks. Great.
And their source is trust me, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
fair.
Exactly.
It's their bro. That's who I should trust. What else? Cyberpunk did announce that Phantom Liberty, the DLC that has Idris Elba in it, will be at Summer Game Fest. Yeah.
Good. We need a date, man.
You know how I was always talking, I always say they've done a lot to that game. That game's really, I booted that game up to try out my new PC in, what is it, Psycho mode or Overdrive, whatever they're, booted it up, loaded in, looked around, said, man, this game looks pretty. I want to shoot someone. So I got a sniper rifle out, as you do, and shot a goon. And the first thing the goon did, T-pose. He just straight up did a T-pose right after I shot him.
It's so perfect.
And I was like,
perfect.
Well, okay. I just alt F4. So
that is so perfect.
Like, it's kind of what I wanted, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to just be like, oh, I know you headshot him. No, he T-posed. I thought it was apt, as you do. It was pretty good. It's pretty good. We'll see what that DLC looks like at Summer Game Fest. It'll be there. Hopefully they, you don't think that thing's gonna like rekindle the hype of Cyberpunk, right? Like, is it gonna be like people saying like, oh, okay, maybe that's the game that we were expecting, or is the hype just gone? Like, is there no chance?
The problem is that the game still is lacking. First of all, they've ruined the first impression. That's never going to be fixed, and that alone is going to attribute a lot to that. They also broke a lot of people's trust with the way that they handled the console stuff. So not only was it a bad first impression, but I mean, there was, to put it bluntly, there was like straight deceptive, purposefully deceptive marketing. So a lot of people, that bridge is never going to get built again. However, they've made good strides, but they're still missing the police system they promised, which is theoretically coming next big patch. Maybe that patch is going to be with the DLC. That'd be nice. And the DLC, we also don't know the major mechanics it's introducing either. Maybe some of the stuff they need there. And they also promised this like vibrant world AI, which at this point, I don't even know if they can put that in the way that they promised. So, I mean, it's the kind of thing where Cyberpunk could always be better, and it could get to be it's a good game now, arguably. It could one day be a great game, but they sold us the best game ever made. That's what they sold the game as. They sold us that this would be the best game ever made. Like, it was a huge failure in marketing. It was a huge failure in lots and lots of things. But will it ever be the game we wanted it to be? Will it ever be the game we were sold on? I don't know, dude. That's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I get that. Well, we'll see it one way or the other.
But that's their fault. That's 100% their fault. They sold stuff that just they were incapable of doing and delivering on.
Yeah. Well, I remember the first E3 that was shown at, and like people were coming out of that demo and being like, that game is incredible. Like, we just saw, that was incredible. We just saw
I remember that.
The greatest fucking thing since. Were you at that E3, Zeke, or were you covering it from home? I don't remember if you were there.
No. That was
after the Twitch days of E3 or before? That would have been
what year was that?
That would have been like 2018, 2019.
Oh, I was there. Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
I must have been, but like either way, I remember people like coming out of the demo going this is the next step in fucking gaming, dude.
That marketing was good. If you want to talk about one good thing about the game, their marketing was super on point.
Whatever they showed, because I don't think they never showed that demo to the public, right?
We got snippets.
Okay.
I saw a good part of the demo, and I mean, it was good. It was super on rails. It was super scripted. Like, it was very contained. It was a good marketing demo. No question. It was a good marketing demo.
Yeah. Wild days.
If they had spent that much time on the game, it would have been awesome.
Yeah, man. I guess it got him to the level of hype that it did because of that whole thing. So in one way, it was a success, but it also, like everything Code just explained, set them up for a complete disaster because they didn't follow through at all.
That game, Cyberpunk and Star Citizen are very parallel in that regard, where their marketing department just like super outpaced the development department. It's just like it's like they're playing two different games. And I don't mean video games. I mean like life games. Like it's like they're not even playing on the same team in some ways. Like one is so far ahead of the other.
You think the marketing for Starfield is up there? Like
I think the amount of money that Star Citizen has made is absolutely obscene.
Oh, you said Star Citizen. For some reason, I thought I heard Starfield in my brain. Sorry, I agree with you.
Oh, no. I was not. No.
Yeah. No, okay.
Starfield, unfortunately, is self-perpetuating. Like the hype for Star Citizen is like, don't get me wrong, Bethesda's and Microsoft are hyping it up, and we got a whole direct on it and stuff. But the expectations for Star Citizen are because it's like the next
Starfield
Bethesda product.
Now you're getting the names mixed up.
Whatever. Yeah, that's what I meant. The Star game with the art. Yeah.
Next topic.
I was also saying Starfall because of
Starfall. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. Starfall Rondo. Let's just put that in there too. Just yell that a few times.
How about why don't we just call it Turdfield?
Turdfield. What about Turdfall then?
I think
Turdfield.
I think
Turdfall is Redfall.
I'm looking forward to Star Ocean. I think it's going to be great. They did a really good job with StarCraft, and Sea of Stars is coming out. That one's going to be fantastic. Star Rail Honkai, that one's going to be really good too. They'll probably charge a lot though for it. You know, they're gonna get their money's worth. But yeah,
Turdfall Field.
Oh God, yeah.
Anyway,
did y'all see this? I don't know if I want to cover
in case,
this. Go ahead.
Just when you were talking about was I at that E3?
Oh, you went and
look. Someone from my chat said, like, I remember when we were all asking Zeke to go kidnap Keanu. And I was like, fuck, that's right. So I was there. That's right.
That's right. Yeah, he was on
like,
stage
go get Keanu. Go get him. Bring him home.
Yeah, that is correct. I remember that.
You would go to kidnap Keanu. You'd be like, Keanu, I'm here to kidnap you. And he would just go, oh, that's cool. You want an autograph? Can I buy you a beer? Where are we going?
Do you want to use my bike? I've got a second one.
Want me to take you there? I got an extra helmet. It's cool. You can just jump on the back. Tell me where to go.
That's accurate.
I got this muffin, dude. Have you seen this muffin?
That's how that would go.
Mind blowing.
So this, I guess, final news story. I don't know if we have anything to say, but I think it's a cool headline in terms of just being odd. Nintendo fired its Russian CEO and is no longer an employee of the company.
Heard about this, but I never followed up on why.
It's fine. Their final day of Yasha Hadaji, might be ruining your name, sorry, was the 31st. The news comes a month after it was reported that he had imported copies of Metroid Prime Remastered into Russia via a side company, skirting Nintendo's own official sales ban. So Nintendo banned sales of its games, I guess, in Russia, and he said, no, I'm going to use a side company and bring them into the country.
While working for Nintendo in the country that had a sales ban.
Yes. They officially halted product shipments to Russia in March of 2022, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. At the time, Nintendo denied it being affiliated with...
It's weird they'd keep the company going in that...
Yeah, like...
Huh. It's a little strange.
Nintendo previously told Eurogamer it was active in Russia only to continue, quote, legal, contractual, and administrative requirements, and that the majority of Moscow-based employees have been terminated by a, quote, mutual agreement. Nintendo confirmed that Hadaji's company was being considered as a potential supplier of repair and warranty services for Nintendo products that had already been sold in Russia. Okay, so that's the whole thing. Quote, to honor preceding commitments to our customers and ensure service continuity, Nintendo entered into a temporary cooperation with Hadaji's company, LLC Adchivka, as its official supplier for repair and warranty for Nintendo products that had already been sold in the Russian market. What a weird story.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, it's a strange one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Micromotion couldn't have said it better. Business is sure something.
It is. Yeah.
Yep. Well said. Business is sure something.
Yeah. A strange thing. All in. Gotta love the Broncos. I think that's it for news. Yeah, there's not much else. We're everyone's just waiting for... Do you have two notifications for the same thing?
No, my phone does this fun thing where it like doesn't connect for a while, and then all of a sudden I get like 4 emails, 5 messages, and like a PM. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Got it. All right, I'm closing the news. We could talk video games. Zeke, what are you laughing at?
Nothing. Someone in my channel posted a link to a picture, PNG of the an Octorok from I don't know what Zelda it is.
Yeah.
And he says, "This you?" And it's uncanny. It looks a lot like me.
Oh, weird. Wonder if that's from Tears of the Kingdom.
It looks like me now. Like it has the tuft of hair, and it looks like it has a beard too.
Huh.
It's really good. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're good.
Put a halt to the show.
That's basically your job, Zeke. What do you mean? I'm sorry, I derailed the show. That's why you're here.
That does look like
true.
You. Yeah,
yeah,
that's identical. That is, yeah, that's good. Zeke, you asked if I was tired.
Yeah,
I'll take the free promo. Not really. The subathon's I've been live. It's weird. I've been live. Let me refresh this. How long have I been live in June? 64 hours already. In June, which is that's a strange thing to be 4 days into the month and almost about what I typically stream in the first 20 days of a month. I'm 4 days in.
Wow.
But yeah, it's in terms of
you're leaving your channel on overnight too, right?
Yes, I'm sleeping on stream.
Are you doing you're doing the camera on you and everything?
Yeah, it's blurred, so I'm not like worried about that. But yeah, and it's also I turn off the lights, so when I go to bed, it's dark, it's pitch black in the room, and then like as the sun comes up, the room illuminates with natural lighting.
There you go.
See everything.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, it's
them some good numbers. Twitch is like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we didn't. I need to go over Twitch news if there's any. I need to see if there is anything. It's been a weird thing. This one I think today will be the weirdest because like typically after drop frames I'm usually pretty tired and it's close to the end of my like work week because I take Tuesdays off generally, and so I'm like low energy. But no, I'll be online for at least another
5-6 hours,
10 hours on the timer. So we'll see.
There you go.
That's 1
What's your
a.m.
hard cutoff? What's like your hard cutoff for bedtime? Like I will not stream past this time.
The first night when Diablo released, I streamed till 4. And then I went to bed and I woke up. I woke up because the power blipped. And
Does that mess up your CPAP machine?
No, the CPAP. I woke up because my wife walked into the room, like wearing like the jacket from Grease over her because
Pink Lady's jacket.
Yeah, she had like a leather Pink Lady's jacket on and fully clothed at 9 a.m. in the morning because she was like, "There's too many fucking cameras at this house. I had to get dressed because of the subathon." And she goes, "Your stream died. You need to, what do you want me to do?" And I was like, "I'm on 3 hours of sleep. What am I doing? What's happening?"
Won't work.
I look at my phone and Barry's like, "The stream went down. What's happening?" And so I ran downstairs and like the PCs had to, their DNS had to be flushed and get a new IP. And then the stream went back up.
Oh, that sucks.
And then I like went upstairs and I was like, I'm going to get like another 2 or 3 hours. And I sat there for 30 minutes and was like, there's no fucking chance. So I did, I got 4 hours of sleep, went and did another 15-hour stream and slept great that next night. Went to bed at like midnight. And generally that's kind of the goal is midnight to like 2 a.m. Last night I was like, I'll go to bed at midnight. And then Diablo happened and I just kept playing, which we'll get to. But yeah, it's been interesting. I think today will be a weird thing because like I was getting to, I typically decompress after a drop frames. I take the rest of the day off and I'll be on for, like I said, another 10 hours. So
right on.
We'll see how it goes. I keep telling chat, like I'm not trying to plan for the future. So 10 hours, that's what's on the timer. I'll deal with tomorrow if I'm on air tomorrow type deal. So
smart.
Yeah, it's been an interesting time. The mods have been killing it. Barry's been killing it. They've been up at night playing VODs and drop frames. Episode 1 was played, like you guys mentioned, and a bunch of the older VODs on the YouTube, as well as just no-clip documentaries and things like that we have clearance to play. But yeah, it's been an interesting time.
I think it's driving. Like I see Barry a little bit like the madness of it all is just kind of chipping away at him a little bit.
He's been active. Yeah.
I can do this. I can just like see him in his own office, just scratching and like, God, I am to do this. And talking to himself.
He's been very active. Yeah. It's been a really cool time just seeing like, people excited about the channel, Barry being active, all the mods being super active. Enjoying that aspect of it a lot. Having a bunch of folks like Uzik who's made the different alerts for the channel. That's honestly I thought that would drive me wild, but we're up to like 30 different alerts now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they honestly make me laugh. Like I'm not tired of that stuff yet.
I remember when
the first thing I heard was somebody screaming about a dick twist. It was great.
That's me. Yep, that's the old dick twist. That's from Whiskey Sweet.
Yeah, I remember when I sent you the first one. You're like, "This is great. I hope other people send stuff because if it's just you and a couple right now." Like, oh wow, I hope so too because that would get old fast.
Well, I was a little gun shy about just like messaging folks for notifications, and then when you sent me one so quickly, I was like, oh, okay, like maybe people are. And so, literally, as the subathon was starting, I dinged like 15 creators, and they all said like, here you go, respond very promptly. So that was cool. And those got added at the start. But yeah, it's been fun. I played Gollum. That's on the wheel. That's
the what wheel?
The woke wheel is what it's on. What? Oh, you'll have to tune into the stream to learn. Man,
I almost had you.
Got him again.
We got it's 15 minutes of Gollum. I've played an hour and 15 so far, and I have 45 more to play after today. Oh, that game's real fucking bad, you guys. I don't. Man.
Yeah.
It is. God, it sucks. it's just bad. It's just a bad. I'm not going to show footage of it. It's just a bad game. Ultimately, do not recommend. I was one of 7 people on Steam playing yesterday.
7?
7 people were playing on the entirety of Steam.
Even for how bad that is, that seems low.
Yeah. 7 people.
Wow.
And I was one of them. And I here's the thing. I didn't pay for the game. Luckily, when when it rolled on the wheel, I was like, I guess I got to buy this. Shit. And Karatzi, who I think both of you know or have interacted with, was watching the stream, and he goes, I've got you. And I was like, wait, are you doing like promo for that? Like, why do you have a key for this game? And why are you giving it to me after I just shit on it for like 20 minutes?
Karatzi's like, because no one else will take them. Literally, I offer them to people and they won't even accept them.
I think that's accurate.
Please take one.
He's like, here, Dan, stop streaming, and we don't have anyone else promoting the game. Here you go, take it. Here's a precious edition. So I have
Precious edition.
That's the name of it. It's a precious edition.
God.
Oh no, we talked about the show or that you can buy in the game to make it's like pay to win or something.
It's got voice acting and emotes in game.
Oh my God. Hey, to make the game better, like in and of itself, like shit that should not be paid for.
Yeah,
you should not need to pay for like voice acting.
There's a guy called, I think he's called the Pale Man. I think is his name. That might be a Diablo reference. Maybe that's a Diablo. He's a human and he's got a beard. And when he talks, his beard is like very long. It looked like Coz did actually in episode 1 of Drop Frames. It's very long.
Nice.
The difference though, the Frail Man. Thank you, chat. The Pale Man is someone else in Diablo. Not spoiling. His beard goes down to here, and when he talks, his bottom jaw moves the entirety of the beard up and down. And so it just does this the entire time he's talking. It's great. It's
amazing.
It's a fucking terrible. And the worst part is it's a stealth game at its heart. Like it's a platformer stealth game, and it's a bad stealth game. And so that's
bad as in like you can't do it, or it's way too easy.
That it's just poorly made.
Okay.
Like like if you walk into the light for a split second, an orc comes over and grabs you, and you go whoop, and it says game over, restart from last checkpoint, and it's not a quick restart, Zeke. It's you died. Thing comes up. Would you like to restart? Press A. Yes. Load screen. Back in game. It's not an instant like restart. There's like a 10-second time. It fucking sucks. The game's so bad. I hate it so much. And we're playing 45 minutes of it again today. So probably we'll finish that game depending on how long the subathon goes on. If we have enough wheel spins.
You said you probably will or won't?
Will. Depending on how it goes. It's
Sure.
got I think it's a 1 in 12 chance for 15 minutes. So
what is on that wheel, by the way?
I think that's on let me look. I could just go get it.
Oh, is it on JPD?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the mods put it on there. I don't want to stand up. There's open season, which is anyone in the chat just gets timed out. Or not timed out, but message deleted. There's play Lord of the Gollum. There's 15 minutes training. There's run ads. There's spin again, double next, extra spin, spin again. Onesie for an hour. That one sucks because it's 90 degrees out here in St. Louis. Don't like that. Play Q Remastered for one level. That game's great.
Isn't it?
I think both of you guys have played that game. I'm on...
Q Remastered's phenomenal.
I think I'm 12 levels in. I love it.
Are you doing the IQ test?
Oh, no, I did. Should I do the IQ test?
The IQ test is just 20 levels of I'm guessing the same shit. It totals up how many lines you used at the end, and then it gives you like an IQ score.
Okay,
they're set puzzles is the thing.
Got it.
They're like a set of 20, and I'm curious to see, like, I would love to see what you come up with because I did all 20 of them, and I want to see your solutions compared to mine. I'd love to see that.
Got it. Did you do the IQ test, Co, when you played it?
I think I did some of them. I don't know if I did all of them. Okay. But I know that I repeatedly got very low scores in the ones that I did.
Okay.
Yeah, like I am not good at that game. I was also drinking during it, so I was like getting worse and worse and worse as the night went on, to the point where I would just try the same thing like 6 times, being like, no, it'll work. Let me just do it the right way, and it just
that has nothing to do with you being drunk. That has everything to do with I know this will work. It's going to work. It's close. I'm going to keep trying.
Nice.
That's like, it's not ever going to work. If you knew the slightest bit about physics, you'd understand there's no possible way to work. No, just give me like 4 more times. I got this.
It feels so good when you prove the chat wrong, though. They're like, how is that even going to work? And you're like,
what is that?
Boom, watch. Ball in the cup.
What did that feel like, Zeke? What did that feel like? How was...
I felt like a champion. I felt like a fucking champion.
I don't think I ever felt that way.
I haven't hit one that stumped me yet. The beginning ones are pretty easy and
they get hard.
Yeah, I'm expecting. That's why I'm not changing it to like do the IQ test, because it's if it hits the wheel, it's do one level, and because I know that eventually they're gonna get hard and I'm gonna be stuck there for more than like 30 seconds or a minute.
I think the wheel should say like don't do one level, like do minutes, because some levels 5 seconds.
Oh yeah,
some levels 15 minutes.
I spent like 20 minutes on some of the levels.
Yeah.
100 different tries.
Some of them click. Some of them click and some of them just don't. Like you look at one puzzle and you're like, I got it. Zip, zoop, done.
Here's
and everybody's like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then you get to the next puzzle and you're just sitting there and then you happen to spy that one asshole in chat and you're like, oh my God. Zip. Okay.
The difference between myself and the two of you is that Zelda has trained me for this game.
And
you guys you don't have the 60, 70. They call me the puzzler on the channel. That's my name. I'm the puzzler or the Riddler.
Yeah, but
depending on the
now he's like distinct enough from the Riddler so that no copyright infringement.
I'm the legally distinct Riddler.
Yes. I defeat all the puzzles. It's great. So I have that training going into it. We'll see how it goes.
When you solve them, does your chat start spamming based?
Write that down, chat.
Okay,
we
great.
we need a emote for that, and make that happen.
Let's make a thing.
Barry,
Go ahead and make a thing.
I just hear him saying.
That's when every time you solve a puzzle, it's just the overlay, a huge base, just like right across.
I love it. One match of Street Fighter 6. Text Aaron a nice message is on the wheel. That one's good. My poor wife.
I bet she loves that. That's amazing.
Yeah. We had to add this because the wheel was too. I coerced my chat into adding this because the wheel was too chat benefits I suffer. So I have one thing on there.
Point?
Yes, but I have one thing on there.
Okay.
And it's not fully my choice, but if it lands on it, the mods can remove one of the things that I've rolled. So for instance, I had 3 hours of onesie. I rolled it 3 times and I didn't have to wear a onesie. Thank the mods for that. Now they might also screw me in the next days to come and remove things like Q Remastered, but keep Gollum.
It's if your mods are anything like my mods, it's a wave.
Yes.
It's definitely like, oh, you're gonna hate us. Oh, make him. Oh, punish him. Oh, he looks sad. He looks like he's not having a good time anymore. He's having a good time. Okay, we got it. No, we got it. Yeah.
And then the last one is no swearing for 15 minutes. If I swear, we add 10 minutes to the timer. I have to do that later today for 2 hours 45 of Gollum and an hour 15 of Street Fighter. Don't swear. So that'll be impossible.
Street Fighter don't swear.
Yeah, don't swear while playing Street Fighter. It'll go about as you expect.
That I swear to God, that was the rule when I used to play drinking games with my college friends. That was the rule that fucked me up the worst.
Oh, swearing.
Like they would make a rule like new rule, no swearing, and I'd be like, oh fuck, drink. Ah. Yeah.
How serious are you about that one, JP? Because I have a swear jar on my channel. 5 subs every swear.
Oh, I'm so serious that I'm serious because I thought it was over, but my mods went back and were like, you messed up the time on that. We went and checked the VOD. You were actually at 12 minutes and not 15 minutes. So we added 50 minutes to the timer. And I was just like, okay, fuck it. Right.
There you go.
There you go. So yeah, we're that serious to it. It's been a doozy, but yeah, Q Remastered is good. Gollum sucks. Street Fighter was fun. And then I played a bunch of Diablo, but I don't want to talk about Diablo right now. I know you both have played that System Shock.
Yes, I'm still playing it.
Did you finish it, Co? I didn't think you did.
Yeah,
it's long, right? Like Zeke, you were talking about.
It's a bigger game than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's
I'll pull
huge.
up some VODs. Is it? The other question before we start, it is. Co, you've played System Shock before.
Nope.
Oh, so it's your first time for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Zeke, how's it going? And should I just show the first day? Like, are there spoilers?
Not really. No, you go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'll pull up this VOD then. How is
the spoilers are more story, and they're little snippets in between me wandering around and getting fucking lost.
Oh, okay. How's it going then, Zeke? How are you enjoying System Shock?
It's fantastic. It is I did not expect it to be as fun as it is, and for me to, I'm actually I didn't expect to look forward to it as much as I have been.
Oh, like every day getting up?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more complex because it's, it came from the old PC game days, right? Yeah. Where shit was not, like, quality of life was not a big concern. It was more like, how fun is the game, or how, like, complex is the story, or how does it look, and shit like that. So, like, making stuff easy for gamers to, like, like quality of life. So, like, it still has the item Tetris or the inventory Tetris. It still has that kind of shit. It has, like, very limited inventory space. But, like, other than that, it's a really fun game, and it's really like I like it's a trope we all have heard before, like AI has somehow taken over this place. and you have to figure out how, why, or you don't have to, but the object of the plot is like figure out who, how, and why this all happened. And the station is just overrun with these mutants and cyborgs and all kinds of different things, but no, it's a long time before you talk to an unmodified or unchanged human being. And you only talk to them. You see them dead all over the place. Like that is, they're everywhere. There's their body parts and shit like that. It's brutal. Like it's everywhere, gore and guts and stuff.
Yeah.
But they do a really good job. I never played the original, so I don't know how it compares. But they do a really good job with the voice acting is good. The Shodan is the name of the AI that is constantly talking to you and is basically like your antagonist, the Harbinger. It's just kind of like she talks to you like that, and her voice is like very like Max Headroom, like it's very like cool. All right, we're gonna go. Like it stutters and goes pitch high and low and stuff like that. So yeah. I like that. It's a cheap effect, but I cheap effects are good sometimes, and I really like that. And you're like, yeah, you're going up against this AI thing, and you get this sense that like this has become something more than just an AI taking over. This is like borderlining on religious a little bit, like
fanatical.
Shodan is viewed as like a god or something like that.
Huh.
And yeah, it's really cool. Like I dig that that kind of tack it took. But as far as the gameplay goes, the gameplay is fine. I'm playing on normal difficulty with hard puzzles, which is an awesome. I love when they do that in video games. Like they give you a slider for combat and puzzles and that kind of stuff. So I'm playing on normal. I feel like I probably wouldn't. It would have been a challenge on hard combat, but it's like I die enough anyways on normal, so it's fine. The hard puzzles are they're little like it's like BioShock hacking, but it's a little more complex. Remember BioShock with the pipes?
Yeah.
You get the flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that's kind of the puzzles, but they're a little bit more complex, a couple more different mechanics as you go on. You can get like they're all basically on a grid, but some of them are pipe turnies, some of them are wire places, but they're really fun. I look forward to the puzzles every time I come upon one. The thing is, though, they don't tell you some things. Like when you get to a puzzle, I was sitting there looking at it, and I was like, "Why? This looks impossible." But a theme with System Shock remake, and probably the original, I would imagine, there is no handhold. There is no hints or tutorials or nothing. It's like this turns and this turns. Like, so what are you going to do about that? But then you have to notice that one of the things, a new mechanic, one of the things that turns where it couldn't, like the current couldn't pass through it before, it can now on certain ones. And they don't tell you that. You have to like just fucking fumble around and find out on accident is what I did.
That's how it was, I guess.
I was like, all right, I don't know why it won't go through. Like, you can't pass through these things. I've already looked. And I turned it once and it went, and I was like, that little tiny little square difference on the dial, on the turny thing. It shows a little empty square that says that indicates that a power current can go through it. And they don't tell you shit. And you're like, fuck, that is awful. And all that time I sat there feeling like a dumbass, like, why am I not getting this? It's because you lack fundamental information. You didn't know that, like these puzzles right here. Oh, turn around, Zeke. Go back to the puzzle. Turn around. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay. See those little turning knobs?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you can pass a current through those. They're different colored, but like they don't tell you. Like looking at this puzzle, I was like, okay, so I have to wires, do power, pass power through there, and there's that little meter on the upper right hand, and you have to. I was like, do I have to get it past those two blue marks? or do I have to get it right in the middle? They don't tell you shit. And that's the MO of the entire game. They don't tell you shit. But it's figuring it out has been kind of fun. Now that I know that you have to figure it out, I'm looking for new mechanics. I'm looking for shit they don't tell you.
Yeah.
The other thing is they give you tool tips when you pick up an item, like a new item. It's like, you picked up this thing. It does this. Press this for alternate fire. It's on the screen for 5 seconds, and then it's gone forever. And then because you look in the item description, you're like, no, it doesn't say like the tooltips that were on when I picked it up the first time. It's not showing the same thing. I want to see that thing. But you get used to it. So anytime you like pick up a new item, you're like, stop, read.
Yeah.
Read this tooltip shit.
You got to read it or it's gone forever.
Yeah. And then it's gone. But the atmosphere, the creepiness, you get like the layout is like, I love it's very, very labyrinthine layout, and it's on purpose. You find out, like, slight spoiler. You find out from a audio log that the people who built this station built it to study the humans. Like, part of it was to study the humans inside it when they're dealing with architecture that makes them anxious and stressed out.
It's kind of like vaults and Fallout.
So it makes sense that this place is like a fucking maze.
Does it make you anxious and stressed out as you guys?
It does. I have to backtrack so much. I've gotten lost because the maps are pretty goddamn big, and the maps also don't do a good. They do a good job of showing you everything. They don't do a good job of showing you what's on top of what or what's underneath what, the levels. So like you're looking like, I can definitely go here. It's like, nope, you got to go all the way the fuck around because that's an under.
Yeah.
God damn it. And there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
The map could definitely be improved a little bit. But I'm having a fantastic time with it. It's taking me forever, of course, because I get lost so easily. And also everything it's like Morrowind. It was the first time you could pick up everything and sell it. You can pick up everything in this game and melt it down for scrap and then sell the scrap. Everything. Sporks, trays, stethoscopes, blood bags, like everything. You can pick it up and melt it down.
And there's no break down everything button in your inventory, which drives me crazy.
That is the one I'm like, is there a mod? I'm asking anyone out there. I'm asking anyone out there right now, is there a mod for I know it's a new game, new System Shock, but has anyone made a mod that does auto scrap all junk? Because I would install that in a fucking instant.
So how much?
Also, you have to do it individually. Like everything, you can pick up everything, but also in order to melt it to scrap, click every single item.
How much time have both of you?
This right here, you're seeing it.
Yeah, how much time have both of you spent doing this for your playthrough? Would you say
30% of my time?
Oh, probably about that. Yeah, I've been picking up pretty much everything and breaking it all down, and every single one requires a right click, select the right option, like that right there. So it's a little much. I'm kind of baffled they didn't include a better way to handle that situation, because it's awesome picking up everything.
The thing that really galls you, though,
yeah,
you don't need to do it. You really don't. You're probably fine, unless you're playing unless hard mode is really hard for you. You don't even need to do this shit. You can just ignore it for the most part. You'll be fine. You'll pick up enough shit. You don't need it. But it's so hard. It's so hard because it feels so good when the room is cleaned out of pick upable items.
I see you right now going through it. You're just like, well, I gotta melt these cups and these chips.
Bag of chips, a candy bar, gotta pick up all of it.
Yeah, it all needs to be melted.
Yeah. But yeah, you can leave most of that shit behind because it's like the value you get out of it is not great. Like you would probably be just fine because each one of these little pop cans is worth 1 scrap.
What does the scrap
You'd be
give
just
you
fine picking.
What do you buy with it?
the scrap you take to a recycling center that gives you credits, and credits are used to buy weapon upgrades, ammo, all sorts of stuff. So it is worth something, especially if you get all of it.
Okay.
Then you're always getting upgrades, you're always getting ammo, whatever you need, basically. Yeah.
Got
So
it.
I mean, it's worthwhile, but only if you do a lot of it.
But you would get by probably just fine if you just looked around, like tried like made a mental note of the stuff you find lying around that's actually worth, and just do that. Just go for that shit. Like a laptop, okay, that's 15 scrap. That's good. A pop can, 1 scrap. Leave it if you can. Leave it. You don't bother. What's another one that's good? Like if you just find items that are worth like 15,
Guns,
20.
you find broken weapons.
Broken weapons are worth
a
a good amount of scrap, or recycled or whatever, stuff like that. So yeah, broken guns, laptops, certain like PDAs, those things you can get by just fine, just picking up those and leaving every fucking thing else. So that's you put that on yourself though. I am, I don't know. I would say like 70% through the game right now, it feels like, and I didn't need to do most of that shit.
Everyone said this was like a thriller, psychological horror type, but it feels like you guys created your own madness by just looting everything.
Well, no, the game itself, like if you just ignore most of the looting, it's a really cool, atmospheric, immersive. It feels very solitary. It has a very good way of feeling like you feel lonely, you feel like lost, like marooned or whatever. Yeah. And the only person that's like consistently talking to you is this fucking AI that is supposed to be, a malevolent, malicious entity. And yeah, so that the feeling and immersion it gives you is very good. And the update, like I never played the original, but it seems like the graphics are great. They're not like, there's certain things that they couldn't or they didn't like update, I guess. But most of the stuff it's not mind blowing, but it's definitely like standard as far as just crispness of graphics go. So it's that you're not distracted by it being bad. That's, I guess, is the best way I can put it.
Got it.
It's immersive enough to get you going, and Zeke, yep, I saw that. That was a proximity mine. And there's different enemy types and different like upgrades and different like weapons and stuff you can use. Different ways to go about stuff. If you are a person that likes like just there's a whole myriad of different ways you can go about taking care of enemies and stuff, and it's great. You can use grenades and guns and melee weapons and shit like that, and they give you like power-ups that I didn't start using until just recently because I was like, I don't feel like I need them. And then I found a laser sword and a berserk consumable, and I'm like, okay, now I'm a badass. I'm a laser whip. I'm a laser whip sorting, boss killing MFer from space, and that felt pretty good.
Space Ninja. You're playing Warframe.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, people compare it a lot. Like this feels like a little bit like Prey, and you're not wrong. It does. There's a very Prey vibe to it.
Heavily
probably inspired by
games like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Really? I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that checks out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this game like historically was it the first of its like where did this game land in terms of history of video games? It's like one of the most influential, right?
90s game, and yeah, it was absolutely one of the first of its kind, and was really good at what it did. I mean, System Shock 2 is also known as like one of the parents of this genre, essentially.
Did this come out prior to Doom, or was?
I don't think so.
Like what inspired? This came out in 1994. When did Doom come out, chat? After Doom.
Doom 1 was 1993, December 1993.
Oh, so kind of
around the same time.
Around the same time, yeah. I wonder when like development started on this, compared to Doom.
System Shock 1, the original, was September 23rd, 1994. So a little bit less than a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doom is like the father of FPS games for sure.
Wolfenstein, arguably, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I always forget that came out before everything else. So
I think Wolfenstein was May 5th, 1992. So Wolfenstein was about a year before Doom, and then Doom was about a year before System Shock.
my brain,
Even though there was also Castle Wolfenstein, which was 81, but that was a little bit different.
my brain
Yeah,
breaks a little bit when you're like, it only took a year for those games to like be made.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, no, it fucking didn't. What do you? It's like 7 years between those. What are you talking about? There's no way. A year?
That Homer Simpson like clip of him like his brain like talks to him is like, well, I'm out of here, and just closes the door.
Exactly.
That's what JP just did.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. They're charging $40 for this. Do you guys think it's worth the 40? Where would you say price wise?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty slick game. It's very cool. The graphics are fun. There's a lot to it. I mean, it definitely keeps the spirit of the original in a lot of ways. Like Zeke was talking about it. There's no quest indicator on the screen or anything like that. It does a lot of that stuff on purpose.
Demo.
The game itself is
There's a
just fun.
downloadable demo of the
There you go.
entire
Absolutely.
first level.
Oh, nice.
And the first
Exactly,
level is
sure.
big, so it's a nice sizable demo. So free demo on Steam if you want to check it out, and then if you like it, then yes, it's absolutely worth it. I'm loving it. It's worth
Also,
it to me.
To Night Dive's credit, the people that made the game, they it's been under development for a good amount of time, and it's undergone many different iterations based on community feedback. So like what it is now is not what it was at the beginning. So they very much did their best to make a game that they think System Shock 1 fans would like, and it's pretty much what it is.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, this game was Kickstartered?
I believe so.
Yes, there are bodies with dog tags on them of Kickstarter backers.
Oh.
Yep. And I think I heard a Kickstarter backer voice on an audio log. So I think if you backed it enough, you could have one of those or whatever.
Yeah, it was 900,000 goal, and it raised 1.35 million.
Nice.
So people.
I think I was a backer.
Were you? Did you forget that you backed it?
Hold on.
I've done that a few times.
I
like,
back a lot of
hey,
stuff.
that thing you backed came out, and I went, fuck, that was like 3 years ago. Holy shit.
Yeah, definitely
What do I get?
the most. Yeah, I definitely was a backer. I've been getting emails for a while, Project and stuff. But the most awkward one for me is I forgot that I backed a game completely, and then I played it, and I found myself in the game, and I forgot
Oh, God.
that I had gotten that tier. And I was playing on stream, and I was like, "Oh, look at this! It's co-carnage. That's awesome. That's great." And chat was like, "Oh my God, it's you!" And then the dev, I think, was in chat, and he's like, "Yeah, you backed it, remember?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
Yeah, totally, man. Congrats on
course,
getting the
I
game
did.
made. Yeah, great, fantastic, good job.
Yeah, I like that
Good game too.
on a more like I guess relatable level. Like more people have done like
Is that Walworld? No, it was a
Amazon?
game called Crying Sons. Yeah.
Amazon packages. You're like, fuck, what did I order?
Oh yeah, no, I do that all the time. Yeah, that's bad. Amazon's bad. I can go. They shrunk our recycling bin at our house recently. That we like moved garage, like garbage collection companies, and Amazon is just destroying us. Like we have months worth of cardboard that we cannot throw away because the
Gotta start making those runs to the
I
local
know,
recycling
like I gotta
center,
go to the
man.
fucking recycle. I'm thinking about just like
Doesn't your garbage pickup offer recycling pickup?
no, they do, but it's such a small trash. They won't pick up anything outside of the bin, and so we can't just leave it out.
Shit.
Yeah. You
got like a room full of cardboard, and you're like, okay, I guess that's what you're gonna take today.
Guys, the Studio 2 has a cardboard corner, and it's bad. Like it's just filled to the brim of just fucking car.
I feel like
hate
a
it.
lot of
That's
people
one
watching us can
thing-
relate to that. Funny enough.
Yeah,
And now that we're like, especially since COVID, and we've all been slowly
hate
turning
it,
into
dude.
mail order people. I bet a lot of people can relate.
Box
to
cutter is the answer. No, guys, it's already shredded. I've already cut all of the. It is every week. I put it in the thing as much as I can. Take it outside, and I'm like, well, we got about a month. Don't order anything big, and then I don't know, a random collector's edition that shows up, and it's got a cardboard box, and just add it to the fucking pile. Anyways,
The first thing
Thankfully, I can.
didn't I?
yeah, that's also another like, oh yeah, I forgot. Oh shit. Okay.
Thankfully, the recycling here where I live is like I wheel out like a huge because we get what is it? Chewy, I think we get dog food or
Oh yeah,
delivered every so
we
often.
get Chewy.
Yeah, the Chewy boxes are really tough too. So that's our cardboard box, and we fill that fucker up every week. We haul it out on fucking Tuesday,
I'm so
and they just
jealous.
take it. It's great.
I'm so jealous. I'm gonna have to pay like a company. I think if you go to like wepickupyourtrash.com or something, you can have them just come out to your house. Anyways, random tangent. Sorry.
You get Task Rabbit, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I gotta get something that's fucking bad.
Or if you're really feeling like rolling the dice, you can put on Craigslist.
Hey, it's funny you say that. If there's still boxes, you can almost guaranteed get somebody to come pick up your boxes because people need to move. And one of the first things people do when they move is go to Craigslist and look for free cardboard. So if you ever have a lot of that, absolutely.
Yeah.
And by the way, a lot of people in chat, especially our EU friends, may be a little confused here. So here, especially in rural areas, you don't always get like most trash stuff is privatized. So you don't get to like necessarily get a recycling thing with a big bin and stuff like that. And then I saw this other guy being like, why don't you take it to the recycling center and get money for it? Because they don't do that here.
You get money for that?
I know. You take it to the recycling center, they just like give you the stink eye while you try to unload it from your car. And there's like a huge line that you have to wait in to do it. It's terrible. So yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
I would be rich.
We absolutely do not get money. No, we have to pay generally to get access to it. So we can then like
they charge us. I pay to have my recycling picked up. Yeah, I don't make shit off of that shit.
What?
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Fuck.
Our current house is in a relatively rural area, so we pay like garbage and recycling pickup is not cheap.
Next, you're gonna tell me that healthcare is free over there. This is crazy.
That can't be.
That's
some
that
like
would never happen.
That's some like
Jesus
futuristic
Christ.
utopia science fiction bullshit. That doesn't happen. No one gets free healthcare.
No way.
Oh God, this is spoilers. I'm gonna move away from that screen. System Shock was doing things on screen. Cody,
can you guys please start talking about Diablo so I can take it down?
Well, I have a
System
game
Shock
that I want to talk about before we do Diablo.
Okay. Well, do you have anything to add for System Shock, Co? I think
not really. Great game. I'm still playing it. I may have some more when I'm done with it, but
I'll be continuing it on.
Awesome game.
Cool.
An awesome game that I played beginning to end. It's by a small team. It's actually by a couple of brothers. I super recommend it. So many people during it said it was a Zeke game, and I'm playing strongly recommend Stasis Bone Totem. The game is freaking awesome. Also, I can actually talk about this now. Funny enough, I kind of walked by to my own playthrough, but slight spoiler, at one point you get to this crazy hybrid bio giant flesh monster. And if you listen carefully in the background, that's me screaming at you.
Nice.
So what's awesome is they gave me this script to read, and they were like, we want you to read all these lines super, super emotive. This one, we want you to sound really sad. This one, we want you to sound super, super angry. And this one sound like you're like demanding things. So I read the same lines in 3 different ways, and then they took them and made like every other word one of the different emotions. So apparently like it sounds awesome. Unfortunately, again, I didn't think it was in that area of the game, so I just kind of ran right by it. And the dev later told me, he was like, I was yelling at you in chat to hang around and listen because that was you. But yeah, the game, it is the definition of an adventure game, like Monkey Island and that kind of thing. If it was on some weird acidic drug trip and nightmares, but it's a very, very cool, surreal game. It has great characters, a very cool story. It's very unique. The puzzles are not really that moon logic-y at all. Like everything kind of like almost every time I miss something, I would then figure it out and be like, oh, I should have done that. Like, oh, of course, like that, that makes sense and stuff like that. So there's a great ping system that shows you everything in your environment you can interact with. When you see a puzzle, you can hit another button that shows you what you can click on the screen, so you never get like too lost. It's really cool. And like I said, I strongly recommend it.
Nice.
How did you get your voice in the game, by the way?
The devs. I knew the devs from the previous installment, Kane and Stasis, and I talked with them. Yeah, and I talked with them over Twitter and stuff, and we kind of.
God, fuck, damn it, man.
Jealous?
No, because I played Kane and Stasis, and they popped in while I was playing. I guess I should have followed up with them or something, because
you got to reach out, man. It's all about that networking.
I'm sure you did a great job, Co. But as far as emotions go, I know a guy who does it better.
Yeah, it's probably right. That's why you got the part.
Just jealous, man. I'm jealous, bro.
I'm kidding. I think I'm gonna no. For the record, Zeke, to be totally blunt with you, I am 90% certain. I'd have to go back and look through them. I'm 90% certain I asked them. I offered. And I think that's why it happened. Like, I'll be honest. A lot of me being in games is me going like, so you have any extra voices you need done? Like, that's a lot of how I get in games.
How do you think I got all the hosting gigs I did for Twitch? Hey, PAX is coming up. I know a guy that might be.
Hey, you don't get
experience.
You don't get anywhere sitting on your ass. And just
very true. Very true.
Yeah, so that's where a lot of my opportunities come from, is me bugging and poking people until they say something. So.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But no, the devs are super awesome, and this is one of those games. By the way, I'm gonna throw two things out there. First of all, if you are somebody who watches a streamer play a game like this, and you are like, I'm never gonna buy this game, but I really enjoyed your playthrough, go wishlist that game. Wishlisting games on Steam is a phenomenal way to support a dev for free. All it takes is a click. But when Steam is having their big sales, or when Steam is putting games on their front page carousel, they go off wish lists. How many people wishlist a game? That's like their hype meter. So if you want to help support an indie dev, any game, not just this one, any game, wishlist games. It's one of those like secrets, but it's not really a secret. It's a huge way to support indie devs. Second of all, and I will say this is a little bit more putting your money where your mouth is kind of thing. For indie games like this, if it is the kind of thing where it's like, I would have played that, I had a great time watching your playthrough beginning to end, consider buying the game. Even if you're never going to play it. And even if you didn't see it. This game's $15. And it's like the playthrough lasted us like 7 hours, 6 or 7 hours. Wait, actually, I think it was a lot longer than that. But it's the kind of thing where it's like, if you want to see more games like this, and there are not enough of games like this, and you enjoyed the entire playthrough from me or any streamer that you watched, consider buying the game. Even though you're probably never going to play it, because that is the absolute best way you can support the devs. So, yeah, just, I know that kind of seems counterintuitive in a lot of ways. I watch people play it, so I don't have to buy it.
Right.
But, it's just something to think about.
Yep. Cool.
Yep. I played it 11 hours.
Yeah,
I paid $15 for it, played it 11 hours. And and every hour was worth it. It had a big, like, the whole story was good. At no point was I ever feeling it was dragging. Like, all new areas all the time, new story elements all the time, new characters. Like, it's a damn good game.
Is it?
That's it. I'm done.
I see you reading. What is voice acted in the game?
All of the game itself is pretty much voice acted, but there are logs that kind of give you a lot of information and things like that. And logs can be anywhere from 15 of these types of screens to like 3 or 4. And most of them are just like flavor text and kind of, explaining the situation a little bit and maybe giving a different perspective on something.
Cool. Okay. And PC only?
I think so. I think so. Also important to mention, there is a free game, I think, right? Zeke, Kane is the free one. I think one of them is free. It's a company called The Brotherhood. It's some brothers from South Africa. And then there's the first game is called Stasis, which is also on its own worth a playthrough. Stasis is crazy. And even though none of the games are really like directly connected to each other, they all take place in this same creepy ass universe that's really cool. The final thing I'll throw out there is, if you've played Stasis, if you've played Kane, if you're going to play this one and you like them all, they also are the makers of the game called Beautiful Desolation.
That's where I want to chat.
Totally crazy off the wall, like one of the most unique games I've ever played, in terms of just weird and strange and creative and wild. So yeah, definitely rainy day games that people should put on their list for when they're just looking for something to play and they want to have a good time.
Yeah. Looks like
and
PC only.
oh, go ahead.
That's all I was gonna say.
For those of you in my chat asking or whatever, I mean, I played all the way through Stasis. I got all but 3 achievements. I played all the way through Kane. Yes, I will be playing Bone Totem. I will.
You're gonna have a great time in Bone Totem.
No question. I just had to find the space, the room, where to put it, because I have games that I've said I'm going to play, and people get their hopes up, and I don't want to disappoint people, even though it seems like I don't care. I do.
I just play like I don't care on television.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
On the telly.
All right, let's talk D4. Zeke, you can go to the restroom.
Real quick, last thing, just an honorable mention. I also played Warhammer 40k Boltgun. It's classic boomer shooter goodness.
Oh, Boltgun?
Like yeah. I played it for like one stream. I don't even know if I'm going to go back to it. It's a boomer shooter. It's a really great, well-made boomer shooter. It's Raul Coley screaming Warhammer 40k taunts. It's just fun. It's
nice.
Just dumb fun. Yeah, it does what it wants to very well.
I have heard.
Also, the only game I've seen with a pixelation slider where you literally can drag something back and forth, and on the right side is Doom, and on the left side is like relatively normal, everyday 3D graphics. So you can like pixelize the game.
How did they do that?
Like an old game. I have no idea, but it's really well done.
That's awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that was the case. Is Boltgun PC only? Let me see.
I don't know. It does take place between Space Marine 1 and 2. So
it's
if you
on
are
everything.
like a huge, there you go. If you are a big Space Marine fan and you're looking forward to the second one coming out, I think later this year, it is probably something you're going to want to check out.
Yeah,
it does actually happen between the two games.
Yes, I have seen some headlines about the relationship, I guess I will say, to that game to talk around spoilers. So, yeah, that's on literally everything: Switch, PS5, Xbox One, PS4, Xbox.
There you go.
S, Windows, yeah, all that stuff.
It's Warhammer 40k Boltgun is the name of the game. Boltgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the same thing. Somebody says, if you didn't feel the first session code, you won't feel the rest of it. It's pretty much more the same. That's the thing. I visited Boltgun because I wanted to see how it was. Within 2 hours, I knew exactly what it was. And I was like, I've got other stuff I want to play right now. This is cool, but I know exactly what this is. And I'm going to go play some other stuff. But I think if you're looking for that kind of thing, you're going to get exactly what you want out of the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I have seen that very same statement across the board for old Boltgun. So, all right, D4. It came out. It happened. I will try to skip around from spoilers, but I think
for us, right?
What? Yeah, we're done with the story.
Yeah, we're done with the story.
I will skip around, though. Most of what I think will show footage here will be from things that were in the beta. So, not any like new content, if there is such a thing. But yeah, D4's out, and for the most part, they hit everything out of the park. Like it's good fucking game. I don't have any issue. I have smaller issues with it, but like
yeah,
apart from that, it's. I shouldn't say it's out. It's out right now for early access,
early whatever, yeah.
$80, $100 tier folk. It comes out everywhere else tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, I think, is when it releases outside of early access launch. I think, the first thing we can say before we even get to the game, Diablo's got a track record, and people know Diablo 3 had terrible server issues. It launched on some platforms very well this past week. If you were unfortunately trying to play on PlayStation, it didn't launch very well. I have to admit, this is and to Pez Radar, Adam, who's the community manager, his credit. This was such a weird situation. So I don't know if you heard about this. Here's what happened. It had a problem with the key licensing on the PlayStation. Okay.
So in my chat, I had people confirm that they could buy $1.99 of in-game currency and it would then let the game work.
I heard about that. Yeah.
I had that. I had somebody say that in chat. And then at that point, like multiple people confirmed it after trying it themselves and started playing and stuff. And I think it was, I don't remember. Somebody tweeted that like, yeah, man, Diablo 4, smoothest launch ever. And I replied to them and I was like, well, first of all, the real launch doesn't happen for a couple days. So we'll see how the servers handle that. Like when most people get in. And second of all, I said about the PlayStation dollar thing. And Adam like was very quick to respond to be like, that is hearsay. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Like,
Yeah.
it turns out that it was something different. And to make sure the right information gets out there, it's both. So
Well,
basically, you could buy $1.99 of the currency and it would then let you in. But it also turns out that it had something to do with the server syncing properly.
It was Sony.
It looks like
yeah.
any download would have done.
Any free download would work from
any free
PSN.
download would have worked. So it's not that the people who did the $1.99 were wrong. It's just that happened and then that spread like wildfire and a lot of people did it.
Yeah.
But that's not something that really the Diablo people could have controlled, apparently. From the sounds of it, it was actually a problem on Sony's side.
Right.
They didn't properly make it so it was syncing on demand. So you had to like refresh it by doing a download. But it was it's
what a mess. Really.
I don't envy Adam's position. Because
no,
like
dude,
you can't you like it happened and it happened to a lot of people and you know, to them it's very real, but you know, and his phase is like he doesn't want misinformation to get spread around. So yeah, he has been kicking ass over the last like couple weeks.
God, I hope he slept, to be honest.
Like, oh my God, dude, I can only imagine. His yeah, he has done so much over the last little bit. But I do want to say I don't want to spread misinformation, but like it's a weird situation where
it's very
like,
weird.
Know, it worked, but it's not why it worked, and like, you know, so it was weird.
Very strange. Yeah. And like, you know, the tinfoil hat, like that started immediately like, oh, Microsoft is doing this because they're about to buy Activision Blizzard. So of course there's no problems on the Xbox or on Windows. And of course all the problems are PlayStation. Like it went, that was very rampant.
Ridiculous.
That being said, PC wise, pretty flawless. Like I didn't,
so far it's been pretty freaking
the game's not fully out yet, so maybe this is going to change when that happens, but it could also, it's hard to say, right? Because like it's an $80 wall right now to jump into the game, and that's steep for a lot of folk. So maybe that's going to change when this game
What's even
releases
wilder
to the masses, but
is the way that they've set it up, like with a 4-day head start, 5-day head start.
Yeah, something like that. 96
a lot of
hours
people are going to be done with this game by the time the second wave comes. So like it's they possibly alleviated some relatively major issues by staging like this. Of course, there's the argument where it's like, yeah, that's why you should have bumped back the hardcore contest until the main group got in, and you know.
Well,
like,
we'll get to all that. That's one thing where they kind of fucked up, in my opinion. But we'll get to that in a second.
Agreed. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in a few days. 2 days, I want to say, a day and a half at this point. What is it? 7 p.m. tomorrow?
I think it's 7 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah.
The exact time is 27 hours.
Okay.
So 27 hours, 48 minutes. So 7 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah.
7 p.m. ET tomorrow is when the floodgates are going to open. And I'm wondering, is it going to be like, are the servers going to get destroyed? Or is it going to be like, we're fine, like smooth sailing?
Yeah.
If it is like smooth sailing, then that's going to be impressive. Especially on the PC, especially from the betas and like the mess up there, that's going to be pretty impressive.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. So like all of that aside, I think you have to cover the server stuff first, just because it's a Diablo game, and like Diablo 3 historically had such a just absolute right out of the gate shit show of a situation that it created whenever that was, like a decade ago, however long it was. I think that's worth mentioning right out of the gate. What's that?
Also, little known fact. Also, there was a pretty nasty bug in beta that actually persisted to live, and I think it still may be around. For our clan leader could not invite people using the in-game system, because if you keep the invite thing up and you mess with the invites, the invitations, and the join request, it would crash his client. And this happened to him like 20 plus times.
Okay,
we had to set up this whole system. But here's which is even crazier. He ran a test where he had another mod go in and look at the list, and then when he messed with it, they both crashed. So you can actually, like, anyone who was looking at that screen would crash if somebody did the right combination of things on it. This is a bug that was absolutely in beta as well.
That happened to me in beta where I started the clan and I went to invite someone and it crashed and I was like, well, not doing any more clan stuff.
Yeah, we basically had to come up with a whole system where like people to get in the clan had to friend him on Battle.net and then he would invite from that interface and all this stuff. But I will say it was a little, I will be frustrated on his behalf that the in-game clan system had known bugs that persisted through beta. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks.
There are still bugs in this game wholeheartedly. Yeah, I've encountered some of the late game stuff. There's an end game thing called the Nightmare Sigil, which is basically kind of maps from PoE. I don't know if you've done any of those yet.
Oh, I haven't. No, I'm doing. I'm taking my first look at the end game tonight. I'm literally standing in front of Lorath, and it's like talk to Lorath with how to do the end game, and I have not talked to him yet. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. So they're just maps, right? They're essentially maps from Path of Exile. When you group with them, though, sometimes, and I think someone said, Adam, the community manager, was tweeting about it. It's a layering server bug to where if you're in a party, every once in a while, I'll load into the dungeon, right? And then if someone else loads in my party, it boots me out of the dungeon and brings them into a new dungeon. And then if I log in, it boots them out of the dungeon and brings me into the dungeon. And so essentially you just lose the thing. You just lose it. Like,
how are the hardcore players and teams dealing with that?
Well, the hardcore stuff is basically you're inside of a dungeon for 3 minutes, and I think they're reforming parties after they leave the dungeon every single time. Like the hardcore folk have it down to kind of a science.
So there's like workarounds.
Yeah, okay. there's I have not seen too much of that that I know of, but there's a lot of like bugs that are kind of related to that stuff. For the most part, though, if you're just looking to like jump in the game and play, have fun with the story, you're gonna have, for the most part, a pretty flawless time. Like you're not gonna run into any like game-breaking issues. I haven't seen or heard of anything that's been like bad in that realm.
So we have talked about the negative a pretty good amount.
Yeah,
but I do feel like we gotta like, this was my tweet after the game. Just roll credits on D4. This game is just awesome. AAA in pretty much every way. Enjoyed my time in it beginning to end. I'm really looking forward to seeing where they go with this. Great job to the team, and this is a great addition to the franchise.
Yeah, I agree.
That was, I mean, like the game itself, like when you get through the problems with it, like it's a fun game. It's beautiful. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. I'll be surprised if another game has better music than this one this year.
It's very good music.
Oh my God. Like the music in this game is mind-blowing at times. Like it completely, like from not only just being cool, but to like adding to the effective scenes and the crescendoing with certain events and things like that. Like it is a masterclass in how music can make a game better.
I would step out
everyone's saying wait for Final Fantasy 16. Okay, that's fair.
I agree with that. But I would also take one step back and say like just sound in general, because the voice acting is phenomenal. Like actually surprising how good it is.
The whole presentation of this game.
Yeah.
The whole presentation.
I agree.
The cutscenes, the voices, the music, the animations, and how they all like perfectly connect.
Yeah.
Like this is a AAA game. It plays and feels like a AAA game. And that's why people are, I keep getting all the time, like, do you think it's worth the money? I don't think it's worth the $100 right now because you only have like a day. But is this game going to be worth $70? Absolutely. I absolutely think it is. If you like ARPGs and you want to experience the story through the lens of an ARPG, this is absolutely like it's a AAA ARPG.
Yeah.
Now, is this a game you recommend? Is this a game you recommend to anyone?
Yeah,
like
I would.
Someone who's not into like ARPGs.
Yep.
Is this a fun game for?
It's Blizzard doing what Blizzard does best and taking a genre of games and making it approachable for everyone.
I will say personally, I have been asked by people saying, I didn't like Diablo 3. Would you recommend Diablo 4? And I will say where it's like, it's still an ARPG. So that's kind of like if you've been saying like, I don't like fighting games, would I like Street Fighter 6? I mean, it's a fighting game, like it's still an ARPG. It's just a beautiful, it's all the best parts of an ARPG. So if you kind of like them, I think you'll kind of like it. But if you just don't like ARPGs, it's still just an ARPG.
Yeah.
It's just probably one of the best in terms of performance or in terms of the presentation, but it's an ARPG.
Yeah,
so it's not reinventing the wheel with that by any degree.
Review-wise, I saw a lot of people saying like Blizzard didn't do anything new to the ARPG genre. They just made a good ARPG and like didn't take any risk. And I agree wholeheartedly to that. Like the game is just fun to play. Every 5 seconds you're getting loot, you're killing a mob. It's not very hard if you're playing on World Tier 1. I think I died once and I was pretty haphazardly like running through the entire campaign. Like you're just generally going to have that dopamine hit kind of nonstop as you're playing through it. And then you're rewarded with even more like cutscenes, which Code talked about already, but they are like, are Blizzard cutscenes that you expect from Blizzard of old. Like it is.
As you get towards the end of the game, there was one specific cutscene where that cutscene ended, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat it because we're on drop frames. A cutscene ended, and I'm just on stream, like 15,000 people in there. I was like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was Blizzard of old. I can count the number of times on one hand that I have dropped an F-bomb, like during my primetime screen. But like, I finished this one particular cutscene. I was just like, that was, oh my God. Like I had goosebumps for like 75% of the cutscene. I was just sitting there like it was awesome.
It was great.
So yeah, that was pretty phenomenal in that regard. And going back to what you were saying about like the basic thing, I agree. It's the same thing like with Hades. Like Hades took a tried and true established of the roguelite, and then they turned that into, they just took that concept and did it so well that it was incredible. Now, am I saying Diablo 4 is gonna be like a game of the year? That's gonna be very subjective and also has a lot of baggage with it. But that being said, they did do the same thing with Diablo 4, but they took the established standard ARPG, carried that directly into this game, and then just made that about as polished and as pretty and sounding as good as you possibly could. So
yeah,
team did a great job. They should be very proud of this.
Have either of you tried or heard about controller compatibility?
It's probably the best way to play the game.
Controller's awesome in this game. Yep.
Are either of you using that?
No, I enjoy mouse and keyboard.
But I tried it. I used it for like, I think in the beta, I used controller for about half an hour just to try it. Felt great, dude.
Yeah.
Like it felt just fine. Everything kind of worked. The second you start hitting buttons, all of your interface turns over to controller, and it's very smooth.
Zeke,
the targeting worked pretty well too.
In Diablo 3, they kind of like showed the industry that you can make an ARPG work on a controller, and they basically took that and carried it on to Diablo 4. And for a lot of people, I think it's kind of maybe class-based. I don't think targeting of spells is that good on a controller, but if you're playing like a barbarian or a rogue, it's pretty good.
I'm guessing targeting of spells is like twin stick style, I would imagine.
I honestly don't know how it works. I don't know how I have not booted up and like played my Sork with it, but it's got couch co-op on console. It's all whatever it's called, where you can play with like, you could play with me on PC if you're on cross-platform. Sorry, there we go. I got there eventually. That's all implemented, so you can play whatever you want, whenever you want. It's all the same.
People are saying auto-targeting with controller is good.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
so
it's good to
hear.
hear.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's it's a game that I would love to play with. It would feel more comfortable for me with a controller.
Totally.
Absolutely. And the thing that I am a little bit concerned about is the inventory.
There's no Tetris. It's literally just a slot for an inventory item, and you have, I don't know, 24 slots or 30 slots.
Yeah, it's not a standard Diablo. It's very, very basic and straightforward.
Yeah.
And at any point, you hit T, run back to you teleport back to a town instantly. You're usually like 5 steps from a vendor. Go over, click a few buttons, your inventory's clear, and you just go right back in.
Okay.
Yep. It's Blizzard, right? Like they made it approachable for the masses. That was their goal with this, and they in a lot of ways succeeded. Story-wise, I want to talk about the tone and get your thoughts, Co. Like, this game is fucked up
real quick,
and brutal.
You're gonna go into a story.
No, I'm just gonna say
just the tone.
No,
I'm just telling you, I am going to play the game. It's probably going to be in my own time, but I'm definitely going to be playing Diablo sometime.
We're keeping
but it's going to be my off-stream game.
I will not say
this game is not out yet for most people.
Yeah.
We are not going to spoil anything.
All I will say is
absolutely not. No,
like Diablo 3 was destroyed for being like, too happy, too bright, too colorful. Man, this game is there are moments in this game where I was like, I don't like what I'm seeing. This is fucked up.
There were scenes and things that happened, especially as a parent,
Yeah.
that I was taken aback.
Yeah.
It is a much darker, much more visceral tone in this one.
I had a moment in chat yesterday where my chat devolved into medieval torture devices because of things that were happening in the scene. And I had to be like, guys, stop. I don't want to know about all of this shit that they used to do to people back in the day. I don't need to know about any of this. And like, it feeds right into the game with how like dark it is. And they don't shy away with it. Like it is fully.
And we should probably, if anyone's planning on playing it, we should probably leave it right there.
It's fully 4K, 120 FPS, animated, visceral, bloody, fucked up. That's all you need to know.
Let's end it.
It's crazy. How I haven't played a game like that dark in a very long time. I don't even know what the next closest game to this would be. Because I don't shy away from that shit. Or I shy away from that shit, rather. I don't like playing that stuff. I don't enjoy that type of content. I was going to say,
you didn't play Outlast Trials.
Yeah, I didn't play Outlast Trials. I don't like watching that type of content. Maybe Last of Us 2.
They're out there. They're out there. Just not. They're not generally in this genre. That's for sure. The amount and the level of what you see in Diablo 4 is not generally in mainstream games of this genre.
Yeah.
Were the boss fights good? They were okay. I was a little, again, not to spoil it, like they had some cool mechanics and stuff like that, but I'm playing a rogue, which means that I don't even get to see some bosses' mechanics.
Oh, they just die that fast?
Oh God, yeah. Like the rogue and some Sorc things are just like, it's crazy how fast. Like at one point I messed a couple fights up because certain things were supposed to happen. I was bursting them down too much between the phases. So, but yeah, like, I love the class. The class is just fun as hell. Like they even tried to nerf me last night and they failed miserably.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
It's still crazy strong.
That's
big
point of contention.
Someone in my chat said you were going to talk about on the show the Whirlwind Barb.
Yeah. So like,
what happened?
So before I think we even talked about the patch notes, introduced the idea of like what is going on and why people are upset about it. They announced last week that there is a race going on right now for hardcore players to hit level 100. And I think it's the first 100 hardcore players to hit 100 get their name on a Lilith statue that goes in Blizzard. It stays in the offices.
I totally thought that they were going to make these
1,000, first 1,000,
and print out the name and send it to those people. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool. You get a collectible, have your name on it. And then I found out today that it's a statue. They're just going to have their username on a statue that's staying at the Blizzard.
Staying at Blizzard, the cheaper version. Yeah. the cheaper alternative to sending 1,000 Lilith statues. They're going to just keep it. Which
that is a decision.
I think it's kind of cooler to be like immortalized at the developers thing instead of getting the like $600 statue. I don't know, but that's me, right? I'm different, I guess.
Having a personalized statue?
I mean, you can go, if you want a personalized statue, you can go get like a piece of metal engraved. I don't know.
But I mean, it's from, okay, anyway.
Well, no, they have like,
People are different.
Have like websites like Hero Forge or whatever that you can make like, third party shit.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Anyways, that's what the prize is. It's 1,000 names on a statue at Blizzard. And so that got announced and like immediately the Path of Exile hardcore community, as well as the hardcore community of Diablo was like energized, right? It was a great marketing move. People got very excited about the game. No one's hit level 100 yet in hardcore.
Streamers went crazy for it.
Softcore had its first 100, I think, earlier this morning. Rob, who is a barbarian player who probably was a very large contributor to the nerfs that we're about to talk about. And kind of brings up another point that I do want to dive into. But all that said, the race is going on right now. And last night at like 1:30 a.m. local for me, so like 2 or 3 a.m. Eastern, they dropped a patch into the game that severely nerfed whirlwind barbs, which was like one of the probably the best spec in the game. And essentially, if you weren't already planning to switch spec, which isn't really a thing, you had your complete character just nerfed. Like through and through.
What did they do exactly?
They changed one of the shout times from like a certain amount of time to another amount of time so that they're a lot more, you take a lot more damage. And they also changed arc sorks, which I'm not playing. I'm playing a sork, but I'm not playing the arc build. And essentially just changed Paragon stats where it was like damage kind of just went down across the board. And so for people that are like in this race and, you know, quote unquote competing, while it's not necessarily a, you know, strict competition, if you're
it's
in
not
that,
sanctioned by Blizzard, right?
it is sanctioned by Blizzard.
It's run by Blizzard.
But it's not like an esport type deal. It's you win your name on a trophy.
Okay, I was under the impression that this was just like so you could say you were world first to get to 100 or whatever. But they like in the middle of the journey to 100, the people who were leading, they were like, nope, no, go back. No. You have to wait for people to catch up.
They nerfed it.
What's going to be wild, is to think that there were players that were on the way to maybe being in the top 1,000 that now may not make it into the top 1,000 because of this nerf.
That's why it's so fucked up. Dude. It's really fucking lame. Yeah, they straight
and JP, or not JP, excuse me. And Zeke, here's the other side of it that a lot of people are also being very understandably critical about. The only people that compete in this contest are the ones that bought the $100 edition. Because it started when the game opened instead of when the general game opened, which is in 28 hours. So it's like
dude,
entry fee was essentially the best edition.
Yeah.
If I paid for that shit, I paid for the extra shit to get my and I was on my way to getting this
thing.
You know, this prize at the end.
They disabled leaderboards too, so it's like like we don't have leaderboards in Diablo 4 where we've had those in previous games.
Yeah.
And then they chose to have this major competition.
The way that you submit,
it's a lot of weirdness.
Man. The way that you submit is by going on Twitter and tweeting an image of your character with the hashtag, which is like, that's definitely going to have some problems. Like there's definitely going to be some issues with that we'll probably discover later this week in the next potentially 24, 48 hours.
So it's good. So wait, hold on. Just to be clear, does that mean theoretically somebody could beat someone into the top 1,000, but then someone could tweet it first, and then like how?
I don't know how they're doing it. I guess they could like go check server logs if they have a name. To me, it seems like a fucking headache is what that is. Like, how do you verify that without pulling server logs?
I'm surprised they can't just tell on their side. You know that seems weird. Like,
yeah.
Monitor your player base, and it's all online anyway. I mean, give us at least one reason that the game has to be online to play.
It might just be for marketing purposes, so that a ton of people are tweeting that they're level 100, and like that hashtag gets popular, and maybe they're just going to check logs in the first place. I don't know. It's a weird thing to begin with, and I think Blizzard might be surprised at how serious people are going to take it / have taken it so far.
Especially
and that'll
as we
bite
start
them in
getting
the
to
ass.
Especially when we start getting to the last 50 and stuff like that, and people start fighting over if they should have been on the 1,000 list and stuff. And that's going to be
the nerfing thing is insane to me. When I saw those nerfs right as I was about to fall asleep last night, I was just like, what the how the fuck are they doing that? Like, that is wild.
Well, it's the people who care about world first are like min-maxers.
Totally.
Obviously, they have to be min-maxers. So is it that big of a fucking deal if all the top 1,000 were all playing the same build? That just makes your, like, whoever gets there, they're all going to be barbarians, but whoever gets there faster, like, that's what they care about. Just fucking leave it alone. What are you doing?
And also at this point, to have like multiple days go by where it's like the people that have already been using it are that far ahead but like they're also that established. Like they're talking, you know, they're high 70s now. Some are in the 80s. It's like that's not.
I think
really
mid 80s is where they're at. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just very much.
It's wild.
It's
now,
wild.
I don't care about this particular competition, but I am a competitive person. And I know how that feels to like,
oh, it sucks.
Like be in a competition and feel like it's unfucking fair.
Yeah. Well, there's so many facets of it too. Co mentioned the money. The other thing is the time. I mean, these people have like the person that hit 100
taking
this
off
morning,
work for this.
100%. The person that hit 100 in softcore this morning did 56 hours played on his character and has slept 8 hours since the launch of the game.
3 days.
In 3 days.
Yeah.
One, unbelievably healthy. But if you're doing that and you're still not 100 in hardcore and your character just gets completely nerfed, like the rage has to just be, it's so much higher. Like the percentage of rage scaled right there is just crazy. I said healthy. I meant unhealthy. Sorry. Yeah, the whole thing's a complete. It's. I would suspect that the devs are upset that marketing ran the quote unquote race in the way that they did because the devs will take the shit for that and not marketing.
It's one of those situations where it's like if this kind of thing was done properly, then it could have been a huge boon to marketing. But now it's tainted.
Yeah, it's
tainted in multiple different ways, and it's not just going to be like a big positive event. Like this is going to be messy. It's going to be real messy.
Yeah,
it's already messy, and it's going to get more messy.
Well, and that brings me to the bigger discussion that I wanted to have with you guys. It kind of comes with Blizzard games in general, where data mines happen and the games are generally like known everything that's going to be in them before they ever release, which is what happened here. But the other aspect was this idea of guides and content creators being in the beta themselves and the review process themselves. Before the game even came out, there was quote unquote like the barbarian guide that got nerfed, or build that got nerfed. Like that guide came out Tuesday when the review embargo was lifted. I don't like, how do you guys, I don't know if you have a take on this or if I'm alone, but I think it kind of fucking sucks that like the game was figured out before we could even hit play.
100%, man. 100%. It's, I mean, that's unfortunately the reality that we live in these days with review copies and stuff like that. It's one of the reasons that the magic of MMOs is gone in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Because
like every single bit of the areas get trolled instantly, and you know where all the best things are and all the secrets and stuff like that. And it's up to the devs to foster that type of magic for as long as they can, but they have no incentive.
Yeah.
At least they don't feel they do. So we run into these situations like now where it's like, I mean, hell, there was a period of time where it was globally accepted that the people competing in the top 1,000, that it was going to be allowed that these people were going to be doing it. So the people that have already played through the game, like Blizzard had to come out hours and hours and hours later and be like, no, we're going to bar them from it. But it's like, cool. They've already talked to all their friends. They've already talked, like everyone already knows the guides are out now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's the whole thing is now, it almost doesn't matter that they've done it, because anyone that's super hardcore about it can just look up all the information that those people have now posted publicly. So it's a double-edged sword, because, and this is where I'm going to give Blizzard or companies that do this in general a little bit of credit here. When you put out reviews, it's important that the review is on the entire product. So you have to give copies out of the entire product. But at the same time, you know, even if you embargo them, they're still going to have those guides ready to go the second that embargo is up. And so it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. You know, so it's really what it comes down to is it would have to be like, they would have to approach the entire process from some kind of point of view where they were trying to make that happen. And I don't even know what that would look like.
I don't either. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. We could shut down the internet.
I mean, yeah, maybe. The other aspect too that I heard to like counter my thoughts on it was Mods was talking about, who we've had him on, Diablo 3 or Diablo 4 streamer, ARPG streamer, was basically saying that the people that were a part of that review process, people like himself and Crip and even the guy that popularized the Barbarian build and all that stuff, they gave Blizzard like pretty critical feedback on the game and how the builds and the skills and all that stuff were shaping up within the process. And so a lot of those things probably got tinkered with as they, did that potentially. And the patch that we saw last night was probably a case of that build being changed because it was so popular and because it was so strong. So there's like the other side of the coin is they made the game better by having that type of access already. So
I mean, that all depends on how much Blizzard listened and implemented the feedback.
Yeah, I mean,
Crip. And when we have bugs like from this beta that are still in
the
game, even now, it's just kind of like, and then we see these major patches come out like they did. It's kind of like,
yeah.
I see what you're saying though. I mean, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. It definitely. I was talking about that on Tuesday or Wednesday this past week. I was just like, man, it bummed me out that like I woke up this morning and within an hour knew or could look at everything in this game, literally everything in this game. Like the WoW, World of Warcraft website conglomerate of like Wowhead and Thoughtbot and Map Genie and Icy Veins and all of those websites had it all out there. And like I think is if I wasn't a streamer, then the answer is like, oh yeah, don't look at that. But as a streamer, the answer is like, don't look at that. Your chat will tell you literally everything that you need to know or that you're doing wrong or that you should be doing or blah, 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 blah. And like, I'm not going to sit there and combat chat while I'm playing the game for X amount of hours. I'm just gonna be like, cool, just tell me. Right? Like,
dude,
just
that shit was bad enough with Darkest Dungeon 2. I can't imagine it be like what it's like for Diablo.
Yeah. And like that,
like I had fuckers coming in, never been to my channel, don't even know who I am. They're like, oh, this guy's playing Darkest Dungeon 2. I'm gonna go tell him how to play it right.
Yeah. I'm looking at I have a map right now of everything in the game and where it's located in the entirety of the game. There's probably, I don't know, 600 or 700 things here on the map to click and do. And I've just had that up while I was playing and walking around so I could go and like not have to backpedal or backtrack when I like am in a random part of the map that has an altar of Lilith or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's way further than I took it.
Yeah. And so I've like collected most of those already. But the answer is like, close the map. My answer is, fuck you. I'm gonna look at the map if it exists. Right? That's how I am. But I could also be upset about that a little bit. Right? Like it is what it is. And I think that's only, I think WoW kind of like changed a lot of that. And the WoW and the internet changed how that all like came to be.
I feel like they have to gamify the opposite. Like what was, I never played the game myself, but I heard of like a system in Asheron's Call where you had to discover your own spells. And the more people that knew the spells, the less powerful they would become. So it was like in players' interests if they found something to keep it like a secret and only tell their close friends.
I remember
and stuff like that. Is that how that works or something like that?
Yeah.
It was such an interesting, cool system.
I remember something like that.
Yeah. Like that is, so it was totally in everyone's interest not to publicize it. Now, granted, these days we have too many trolls. So it's like, these days, the right troll figures that stuff out and it's out there, but it still was a very cool idea. I like that idea. I also like the idea of there's like a game to give them a little shout out. There's a game coming out called Pantheon. And one of the things they're doing in a way to kind of combat that is they're planning on like slowly trickling in a lot of their secrets and stuff. So it's like it's not going to be there at all times. And they're going to like change and move things frequently. So it's not like you can just go and Google everything at once. One of the ways they're trying to bring back some of that classic feel. I think more games taking an approach like that would be cool. Where it's like, things are moving around and changing and being added like so often that it kind of keeps players on their toes. You get that feeling where it's like, oh, there may be a map that shows where everything is, but if that, there was a patch last night, so half this map could be wrong or something like that. Like that just knowing that would completely change the feel of a game, knowing that No map could have the proper information.
I mean, Final Fantasy 14 does a pretty good job of like not having that shit be out there as much. Someone in my chat, one of my mods says it's really only Blizzard. Everyone else seems to be moving away from that level of game access. And in a lot of ways, the like industry that Blizzard created around things like MMO Champion back in the day, where it was like the second that something came out, it was immediately data mined and dumped onto the internet. And that was that, like, honestly, industry of Blizzard games was like, who can get the data mine up fast enough so that we can all get in there and like decipher it so that we can all go and farm X thing faster before someone else, right? Like it's been built around that for so long that there's not really a culture like that exists outside of Blizzard, I feel, when it comes
here we
to
go.
the break of that.
In Asheron's Call, when it first came out, the spells became less powerful the more people that casted them, and the higher level ones had certain components randomized for every character.
That's cool.
So
that couldn't exist today, but that's cool.
That's kind of like, that kind of reminds me of the Jedi system or Star Wars Galaxy when it came out. Like the original Jedi system, like every character had randomized masteries they had to get. You couldn't just go look up what your character is because you didn't know what it was. So like that, that kind of stuff I feel gives some of the best gaming moments.
Yeah.
Really.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, which I thought it was going to be, well, go ahead, Z, because I've been dominating.
Yeah, just on that topic, tell me what you guys think about this. It's what about something that is like a meta punishment, meaning like outside of the game punishment. So like if it's a commonly asked thing about the game that you're playing, can the company make the most, like the top Google answer? You click on the link to go to the site to see the answer, and it goes, "You've been nerfed." Like, and it just like takes your shit.
It like flags your character.
I mean, to be honest,
you've been given -5 of your base stat.
They fucking kind of did that last night. To be honest, that WoW character skyrocketed in popularity, or not WoW character, the barbarian video skyrocketed in popularity, and it was like, I'm gonna roll barb. And they fucking nerfed it like 72 hours later. So it kind of happened.
Somebody says very aptly, while funny, I don't want to give a game company that kind of access that would allow them to do something like that.
Yeah,
that's true. God forbid a system like that didn't work as intended too. It would be a
God, yeah.
It'd
be a nightmare. Be a nightmare. So the other thing, I came to stream on probably Friday morning. And I thought it was going to be a hot take, and I thought it was a spicy comment. I was looking for chat to like get energized and fight me on it, blah, blah, blah. I came to stream and said, this is basically Destiny in its model. And everyone in chat was like, you're totally right. Like it's just
This is basically what?
Destiny. The entire game is set up like Destiny.
The multiplayer component is.
Yeah. And it's like they basically saw and oversaw Destiny 2 creation when Bungie was at Activision, and they took everything from that model and put it into this game. And it's a never-ending live service Destiny. The story, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a conclusion, and then some other stuff happens, and you can see where that's going. Right.
Well, we know there's going to be seasons. Yeah. They've already said that seasons are going to have important story elements and such. There's also going to be paid expansions. So they had to leave the door wide open in many doors wide open. Like we all knew that was coming. But it's interesting because we've had this discussion a lot. A lot of people have come to the channel and saying things like, hey, is this like Lost Ark? And I've been like, no, Lost Ark is like a traditional MMO that has light ARPG mechanics, where this is the opposite. This is a traditional ARPG that has light MMO looking mechanics. And then I equate it much more to Destiny than Lost Ark. Like in this game, you're running around in the open world or hubs. You see other players running around doing their thing. You can invite them to small group combat, stuff like that. It's a live service in terms of getting more content over time, free and paid. Like this is the model. Like Destiny established the model. So when you say it's like Destiny in the meta sense, in the backbone sense, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not an MMO, although there's definitely some parts that feel like it, but it's just like Destiny, just like Warframe, just like Path of Exile in a lot of ways. They kind of emulate what a lot of people like in MMOs while not actually being an MMO at all.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. It, and monetization wise, it's 100% like Destiny, right? Like full price game. They will pay. They will be most likely. They haven't announced, I don't think, what expansions will cost. Probably $40, $50 most likely.
Depends on how many people want Paladin.
Yeah, and most likely those will be
Or
annual
Monk.
annual releases. You'll have the battle pass every 3-ish months for $10 built into the game.
Secube says, so you don't think there will be expansions but little monthly updates? No, they're doing them
both.
all. So the way that it works is there's seasonal content, and seasons are going to be, I think, do battle passes accompany seasons?
Yes.
Is that how that works?
Yep.
So then they have the paid battle passes and the seasons.
Yep.
And then on top of seasons, there's going to be paid expansions. And paid expansions are going to be like large content plugins that probably have paywalled items, paywalled classes, things of that nature. So they're doing it all.
It's Destiny.
they're doing it all, basically. It's very, very similar to Destiny. That's exactly right.
And like shop prices, it was funny because I saw a lot of people.
And a cosmetic shop on top of all that.
Yeah, cosmetic shop. Yeah, that's when I bring up shop. It's all cosmetic first and foremost. But the prices for that, like I saw when they came out, I was like, oh, that's not too bad. And it's like $27 for an armor price. And then I was like, I play PoE. That's why I don't think it's that bad. Because like
you can't. We've had another discussion we've had so many times that you can't compare this to PoE.
You can't at all.
Can't compare a free-to-play game to a game you paid $70 for.
Yeah, I was gonna say they better be cheap.
No, stop saying that. Well, PoE did it. No, stop.
Well, that's where my fucking like monkey brain goes. It's like,
yeah.
Well, I got like a $500 supporter pack in PoE. I like, this is like $24 and you get a cool armor skin.
Oh, man.
Meanwhile, there's like people at the gate trying to get into the castle, just bombarding and like launching themselves over. You're fucking wrong. That's so fucking expensive for armor, you fucking moron.
And they're right.
They're right. They're right. 100% they're right.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They're very expensive. It's an expense. You get cosmetic armor. I think the most expensive one or the like premium tier is $27 for a full set of armor. I wonder if they'll go as far as to introduce like transmog for spells. I wonder if that ever happens.
Oh, dude, if I would be baffled if Blizzard was not looking at what PoE does with that stuff, especially recently.
Yeah,
like with their evolving and morphing cosmetics and stuff like that. I bet you they're already designing them right now.
Yeah,
they almost guarantee you they're designing them right now.
Yeah, they've got horse armor. They've got horses. If you want to, you can get like a unicorn. It's like $10 or something like that. Yeah, but that's
just equine, just horse type.
Yeah. They don't have like there's not like a turtle or anything, but they have like a skeletal horse. They have like.
I like that you picked turtle out of all the animals.
Well,
you
that's because fucking World of Warcraft does turtles.
I
don't know.
Oh, okay. That's like the slowest animal you could mount. Like that doesn't seem like a good mount. You didn't pick a griffin or something like that. Like a turtle was the first thing on your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody says, I wish Co would stop saying that free game so it makes it okay to spend your life savings. Bro, we're not telling you to buy PoE skins. We're saying that's where they get their money. That's the point of what we're saying. I'm not telling you to go buy a $500 supporter pack. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But if you've played the game 1,000 hours, they give players that avenue, and that's a thing to do.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a $70 game, and they also had a $500 thing, that'd be a little bit different. Like that hits different. It hits different when you're already purchasing the content.
Right.
So it's no one is saying go buy a bunch of PoE cosmetics. You don't ever have to buy anything.
And if your response to Co is the idea that we're normalizing it, we're not normalizing it. This is the fucking industry. That shit's been normalized for decades at this point, right? Like it's how it goes.
The premise of a paid game and a free-to-play game and the discussion that comes with monetization of both of those is an hour-plus discussion in itself.
Yes, which we've had.
Which we've had. A $70 game, there are expectations set with that. A free-to-play game, there are expectations set with that. Yeah. So it's a different perspective and a different experience, which both have nuance to them.
Yeah, like that war is over and mobile games change the industry, right? Like it is every game type that you play, from sports to driving to ARPGs to MMOs to FPSs to everything, it exists. And it's unfortunately like not going away.
And to chat's credit, and people that were saying this, and this is absolutely right. Now the lines are definitely becoming blurrier before all of them. It's absolutely true. And games like Diablo IV are a perfect example of blurring that line. Like the idea that you will have paid battle passes and cosmetic shops and expansions in a full price game with $100 early access version, with a collector's edition that doesn't even come with the game. Like it's like I hate to say it, and we all know it. This is the future. This is where our games are heading. They're becoming less about the game and more about the orbiting
services,
money services that are associated with it. So it's just going to get more and more and more where it's to the point where it's just like the game is going to be a second thought. Now, thankfully, I will say this. Thankfully, that's one of the reasons I feel we should be so loud when the game actually is good. When it's like, it'd be a completely different thing if Diablo 4 was a trashy game.
That's true.
With half-ass cinematics and half-ass gameplay, and then they were still doing all this stuff around it. Like that, or if it was pay to win, or if some of these systems that they were coming out with were required to play the game. Like, it's kind of a make sure that you like what you like and still be loud about what you don't.
Right.
Even in my Diablo 4 thoughts video, I talk about how much I love the game. And even though I haven't used any of it yet, I'm like, hey, by the way, if you're thinking of playing it, here's the monetization. Here's how it works. If you have problems with that, factor that into your decision to purchase a game. Like, talk about what you like, but just be loud about what you don't too.
Yeah.
It feels like people who say stuff like that have never ever got into a hobby, like real into it.
Sure.
Because you buy the hobby thing, like I'll take paintball for example. Paintball was a huge thing for 2 years, whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody got into it. And you got a paintball, and then you're like, you got the standard paintball gun, and then you're like, fuck, I gotta get the better paintball gun. I gotta get the one with this popper on it, and this type of shit. And it's all like add. And most of it, like some of it is for performance, but some of it just because it looks fucking cool. And it's like, that's exactly what this feels like to me.
Yeah.
Like you've never had a hobby that you spent money on just because you like to look at it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's interesting that you say that, Zeke, because in a lot of ways you're absolutely right. It's just instead of this happening in like the microcosm of a single hobby, we're watching this happen on a macro level with the entire gaming industry. We're now watching what we have grown up with, in many cases of us for decades. We're watching as the industry learns to do exactly what you're talking about with all of gaming. Like, how can we make this more? How can we add more fun little things to buy? How can we have more services to charge them for? Like, this Diablo 4 is an example of them testing the waters. They're seeing how far they can take this. This one's not pay to win. Maybe the next one will be, and they're going to see how much they can push that. And then after that, it's just going to keep snowballing essentially.
It's probably because I'm not like, the last game I played, and this was, God, it must have been like a couple of years ago now, was Warframe that had anything like that. All the games I play, almost completely are just complete games, and that's it. There's nothing more to buy.
Yep.
And so there will always be a place for that. So, I mean, not necessarily. It's always good to get a perspective, especially from the outside looking in. But no, buy to play, I think will always have a place, thankfully, due to indies and things of that nature that don't have the resources to do it. And that's one of the reasons I think indies are, in a lot of ways, becoming more popular all the time. It's because the people that want to stay away, like there's people that aren't going to touch D4, not because they don't want to play it, just because they don't want to support this monetization.
Yeah. Or support
thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Absolutely. Or don't want to support Blizzard and don't want to deal with that baggage. Absolutely. So it's, of course, unfortunately, they're going to still make a ton of money off it, but it's definitely
more power to
like chat right now filling up with people saying me. Like, that's something that they have to think about when they think about this kind of stuff. So
absolutely. We got 3 minutes left. Final question I have for you, Co, on the topic of Diablo. 1, are you going to level this character to 100?
I don't know.
2, are you going to do all this again in a month when the new season drops?
No.
You won't play the season at all?
I'd like to do... I don't know. It depends on how they do it.
Okay.
I will say that I was really hoping that the side questing, because there's a lot of side questing, I was really hoping that it wouldn't just feel like fetch quests.
There's a lot.
And I have to say, There's been a few quests that have been pretty freaking cool. Like the one from the beta. I really like the one with the exercising and she gets possessed and all that stuff.
Yes.
That was a beta one, so I feel free okay talking about that.
Yeah.
But I have also done a ton of side questing, which is just, hey, go kill 50 of these and absorb the soul and then come back and get the little thing you right click to get some herbs.
And there's like 200 of those.
By the 15th one of those, I was just kind of like, man, I felt my steam draining a little bit. I was and am still planning a big 100 co-cent run, all side quests, all dungeons, that kind of thing.
Whew.
But that when I made that, it was under the intention that the side quests would at least be something that was propelling me forward. And I have unfortunately run into numerous already that don't make me feel that at all. They just feel like busy work.
Yeah.
They feel like busy work.
Yeah.
Which sucks. So thankfully, I mean, I'm still going. I'm still invested. Like I said, I'm just getting to the end game, so I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot of that and exploring dungeons and stuff in that regard. But the idea of doing this all again doesn't sound super appealing. I know that they are going to have like an adventure mode of sorts.
Yeah, they are.
So I think I am interested in new content, especially after finishing the game. I'm very interested to know what else you're going to do, and I want to keep seeing awesome cutscenes, and I want to see where the characters are going. So that stuff I want to do. The idea of doing all the stuff I've already done again is not super appealing.
I've done about 6 or 7 hours of like end game content. So like all the stuff that opens up after you finish the story. There's a lot to do in this game when it comes to like
that's what I'm hoping.
They nailed what is out there in terms of just content to go and do and ways to progress your character. If you tune into like a hardcore grinding stream, you're going to see them open up a dungeon, spend 3 minutes in it, and reset and do that until they're level 100. So that's not a great thing when there's like one clear direction and one clear path for the like quote unquote fastest way to level. But if you're just wanting to hop into the game and play, there's like 5 different avenues of things that you can go and do, which is and they're all fun. I had a great time doing it last night.
I am definitely looking forward to exploring it. I just got my first Paragon board. I don't even know how to get other ones.
Yeah.
Wasn't anything too interesting on the first board, but I'm guessing that kind of opens up as you start getting other ones and stuff. But we'll see how that goes.
That I don't even understand that system fully, and there's for the idea that like the game doesn't have depth or all of that. Like no, there's a shit ton. Like there's so much stuff at the end game that I'm pretty overwhelmed.
They're gonna keep us on our toes if they keep these patches up.
If the patches hit every oh my god, 3 months.
I have a feeling they attempted to nerf my class last night, and I don't feel they did it properly. So I would not in the slightest be surprised if there's a second round on Twist. Like they tried to mess with the cooldowns. It feels basically the same. At least not endgame. Maybe endgame it feels different, but it still is super strong. I mean, I had no problem just ripping through the end of the game today. So
yeah.
How many classes have you guys each played?
3. I played all 5 of them in beta.
Have I? I've played everything but Rogue, I think.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question, and it's just a real quick one. I'm not talking about min-maxing. I'm not talking about doing well in the game or whatever. What class would you guys say is the most fun and rewarding just to play it? Not because you crush everything. I mean, that's a part of it, obviously. But like, like something that like feels fun to play.
I would say Melee is kind of frustrating in that regard. I haven't played Rogue, but like, you settled on
Rogue is freaking awesome.
So I would say
Rogue is super high damage. It's super mobile. You can make it so it's not super squishy. It has escapes. I mean, it has out of combat ways you can move around. There's variants in the build if you want to fine tune it. Like Rogue is a super, super fun class. Sork is really strong if you want kind of like a range class.
Playing. Yeah, if you want to go casters,
there's a couple
fun.
Yeah, and I've heard great things about Necro. Apparently Necro, if you spec a Necro right, it can be super. Here's the thing. There's specs in every class that are super viable. So if you play a class and you're like, this doesn't feel very good, or this feels kind of clunky, if you look around a little bit, there's probably something you can do to make it a little bit more like what you've wanted. I have heard Barbarian and Druid are always kind of stay somewhat clunky, especially after the Whirlwind nerfs. But like Sork, Rogue, and Necro are all.
Druid
Is there
starts
one
out
that
slow.
is there one that is just not fun?
They have different stages of like becoming fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In terms
So, like,
of like
I
you
played-
get an ability and then it's like, oh shit, okay.
I played
Right,
a
yeah,
druid.
yeah.
I played a druid in beta. Now, granted, this was early, but I played a druid in beta, and it was, and I didn't pick the right skills, to be blunt. And I was slow. I wasn't doing that much damage. I was tanky, but it's like it wasn't a very fun experience for me. These days, especially with the full game, you can make druids pretty nasty, especially as you get towards the end game. But it kind of, again, it depends on what you're looking for. Like, do you want someone that's going to stand back with a bow and do a ton of damage? You want a big spellcaster? Do you want someone zippy? Like, it, whatever you want, you know,
Yeah.
you can kind of work towards it.
Yeah.
And I'll save it for next time because none of you have gotten to it yet or done anything. But I'm really curious as to like the end game, what to do. Like, because that's what like most games
There's a
are
lot.
like end game, and then that's the game. That's
Yeah.
the actual where you spend the hours is after you get to max level,
I would,
and then you're doing everything else.
yeah, I would say that's about right. I'd casual playthrough of the story, 20 to 30 hours, 15 to 25 hours. What'd you do, Co?
I wish I could. Funny. I went to BattleNet to see if I could look at my stats, but I don't think there's any way we can do that.
Yeah.
I really took my time towards the
Same.
beginning.
So
Like,
did I.
I about midway through, I started kind of maining the main quest, because I just wanted to wrap it up in case there were any big things I didn't want to get spoiled on.
Yeah.
I want to say like 20 to 25 hours.
Yeah.
And I could have cut that down to like 15 to 20. But again, as you're running around, the game gives you lots of little
Dude,
things to do if
it's-
you want to. Like,
God.
you could easily make a playthrough of this game be 60 plus hours.
So
If you were doing like every little hub and
60.
every,
Damn it.
you could probably do 60 to 100
Stretch that
to be
in
serious.
20.
Yeah.
Zeke, here's a perfect example.
Yeah.
I've had multiple people, Co, I'm sure you're the same, in my chat where it's like, hit level 50. I guess I'm going to go see about this NPC that I should talk to. And it's the first fucking act. Like, they have seen everything in the game.
Yeah.
They're 50 and they're like, let's go check out this main story thing. Let's see what that's all about.
And it's
Yeah,
scaled to
there's-
your level,
there's a
right?
lot.
Yes, the world scales
Yep.
to your level. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter when you
So
start,
many
but
in
it's
chat
gonna
right
be-
now going, that's me.
And I don't fault
I'm
them,
that
dude.
person.
I don't fault them. It's got
Hey,
Zelda levels of
At the
distraction.
end of the day, this is a single player game, dude. Have fun however you want.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it's all
That's right.
what it's all about.
All right,
What it's all about at the end of the day.
let's do some shout outs. We're over on time. And then next week we got
Oh, SGF stuff.
SGF starts. Yeah. I might be streaming every single hour till okay. Start us off with some shout outs.
All right, what's up, everybody? My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me at or / Ezekiel_III on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, and Ezekiel the Third, all spelled out on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you, Co and JP, for being my homies, my aces, my bros, my boon companions. Thank you, guys. If you want to check me out, I broadcast usually every day except Mondays, 10 a.m. Pacific, and Tuesday is going to be no different. I'm going to be re-jumping back into System Shock because I thought I would be done with it, but it ends up, and it's a pretty big game and it's easy to get lost and distracted. So it's taking me a long time, but we'll jump back into that on Tuesday and then Wednesday, whatever. And then we got the SGF for the rest of the fucking week. So I like having my whole week planned out for me. So thank you, JP.
Yeah, no problem.
You know,
Go. Shout outs.
Well, first of all, big thank you to JP and Zeke. A lot of fun this week. That last hour just flew by. My lord. My name is Co. Hi. You will probably be seeing a lot of me this week. Well, we did for the D4 players, I guess. You'll probably see a lot of this week if you're going to be watching SGF. We hope to see all of you guys as we do. It should be a lot of fun. We are hoping for some very big announcements at a couple of the key shows. So join us for Geoffchella. Is that what we decided? Is that what it is?
Geoffchella.
Geoffchella. There we go. Geoffchella. So that should be a lot of fun. On that note, this week we've got a lot of games coming out. I think I'm going to be checking out Street Fighter 6 at some point. We've got the new Amnesia. Amnesia the Bunker is like in 2 days. So we're going to be doing that as well. Got another couple indies that are coming out this week. And then, of course, we all are going to be getting ready for Final Fantasy 16. Can't believe we're in the month of 16, man.
It's happening.
It's right. It's happening. So we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Hope to see you then. And as always, thank you for being here. Final little shout out, by the way, those that wanted we have a plushie. It's got 3 days left. If you haven't heard of the plushie in my channel, so I got a big chonker. It's a co-chonk plushie. It's only for sale for 3 more days. So if you want to check it out, code.tv/store. That's my little plug. And that's about it. So see you guys later.
Oh, I also forgot to mention that we did our monthly the first Saturday of the month I do the if then drawing. Or the if then whatever. If I get to a certain amount of sub points, then anybody who contributed whatever. We're doing the drawing on Tuesday for the winners, and if you looks like there's 247 entries this time, so if you gift sub to resub on Saturday, check your whispers, or be there on Tuesday, or check your whispers. I will let you know if you won.
Awesome stuff. I'm in the middle of a subathon. We've been going since a while, 96 hours. Some we have 8 hours on the timer, which puts us tonight, I think, at midnight-ish, 11-ish. We'll see how that goes. I got to do 45 minutes of Gollum, if you want to watch that, or an hour and 15 of Street Fighter 6 later. I think I'm also creating a character with Kraken for our D&D session, which is Wednesday with him. So that'll be on the stream later. We got a bunch of other things, I think giveaways and stuff like that, that I owe chat for all the gifted subs. But the Thon rages on. I'm not going offline or anything because I'm here. I'm here. Oh, also update, doesn't necessarily concern you guys, but I guess it concerns the VOD. I got my YouTube channel back. We're good.
Hey, congrats.
Everything's
that's awesome.
Yeah, we
good job. That must be a big weight off.
Oh my God, that happened last night at 11 o'clock p.m. and I almost woke up the entire neighborhood. So we're all good there. We had to do a fucking DNS domain verification check. Just like some just some absolute bullshit. But I got it back, so that's good. Anyways, that's it. Thanks everyone so much for watching. We'll put the VOD up over on my YouTube channel, and we'll see you guys. When is our first?
Soon.
Wednesday?
Tuesday?
Wednesday. Yeah.
Wednesday.
For the Guerrilla Collective. jpedia.net has all that. It's under the 2023 Industry Co-Streams tab at the bottom. You can see who's going to be watching it, what time it's going to be happening, and any notes that we have with all of that stuff. Wednesday, noon Eastern, the Guerrilla Collective, and then Thursday is the big show. Geoffchella, Thursday at 3 p.m.
When is Microsoft again?
Next Sunday. So we have no drop frames next Sunday.
Okay.
Because it happens right when this show airs. At 1 p.m.
All right,
Eastern.
sounds good.
So,
ooh, exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. We'll see you guys all for that. We're out of here for now. These two are. I gotta see you guys in a bit.